it like that. She understand my love language. I like it like that. Let's make a movie. This is a ragga, not groovy. Girl, I wish can they confuse me. Tempted to touch like I'm groupie. Yeah, she want to do me. I put in it on her smoothly. Speaking in tongues like in Ruli. President, so she choose me.
I made that thing overseas. She tell me she love me so bad. Tell me she love my voice and now what that sing time she on. She say why you leaving and when you plan on coming back. Are you gonna live without giving me some of that? She glad to see me. She didn't want to give me it. She want me down deep in it. She want me come sleep in it. She glad to see me, yeah. All night she want give me it. She said baby please don't stick. So long she been waiting for it. 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 She said baby please don't stick. So long, so long.
I want you to walk out. Walk out. I want you to walk out. Cause I ain't holding your hand. They didn't want me about you. I didn't believe them. They tell me that there was problems, but I just didn't see them. Your flags was right there in front of my eye red, but I was stand up blind. But the way that you slip and you slide inside of my life, I want you to
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG. Boom 1069.
Move from in front my door. Go. I got your things and go. The way that you slip and slide inside my life, take my advice and start to walk on my life. You little dirtiness, you little nastiness, you little silly. Walk on my life. You little dirtiness, you little nastiness, you little silly. I want you to bye bye, bye bye, I want you to bye bye, bye bye, I want you to
my wifey and my side chick link up. My wife find out and call her, and they decide and work the share. But I know there is something else, but I'll pretend and get my cut. Cause when they talking I be hearing. They want trick me, they want fight, they love me walking it every night. Not complain, yes that is right. Sweet loving comes in the night time. I know some serious trouble coming my way. Cause I be jamming until they ready. Jamming until they tell me. Jamming until they ready. Jamming until they tell me. Jamming until they ready. Jamming until they tell me. Jamming until they ready. Sweetness, oh yes, it's the sweetness. La vida es dolce. Right now you can sweetness, oh yes, it's the sweetness. La vida es dolce. Right now you can
Take one, take two, baby please don't stop, play, we capture the moment. If you ever leave me girl, then my heart will be broken. It's true, out of every girl, baby you are the chosen one for me. The chosen one, baby. Not a day goes by without you on my mind. I've never been this type of guy before. No, it can't be a real G like me. Head over heels, oh no. See that I will never fall in love again. Here I am, drowning deep in love. See that I will never fall in love again. Here I am, drowning deep in love. You don't know how it feels when you're right beside me.
I'm gonna be drinking my rum.
Baby, you're everything I need. You don't know how it feels when you're right beside me. Girl, you push me up, baby, everything.
I buy me ticket, then hop on a plane and I take off. Soon as I land down, me and this rum bum to face off. Call up me gal cause I'm ready to take all this weight off. If you're looking for me, then just know I'm on vacation. Been walking for so long and now I think it's my time to play. So please don't judge me if you see me acting that type of way. I'm here to do the most and not the fool, so please bear with me. I'm here for one reason and one reason alone. I come to fete, and in the air we jump and make us sweat. When the music play, I'm going to fete. And in the air we jump and make us sweat. Let's make us sweat. I'm on vacation, yeah. Come to have a good time with my day ones, yeah. Drink a rum and start speak like a Bajan, yeah. I'm on vacation.
Vincy Mas 2025 just got its biggest, most
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young girl don't want that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule Next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule Next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride, not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run, it's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
Just to look at you, and suddenly my eyes converse with my mind. Say you look so fine, just a smile from you, and suddenly mine converse with my heart. You're the one I sought, no doubt about it. No, just one conversation is just what I need to know. You're not already taken, just one chance. All I need to tell this lady in the pom-pom shots, you are just what my night requires. I'm dying to get closer. Sexy lady in the pom-pom shots, come light up my night with your fire. I've got this desire, hey. I never judge a book until I read it. Do you love as good as you look? I love to prove it. I never judge a book until I read it. Do you love as good as you look? I love to prove it.
The bed was crowded and she was kind. While I was grounded, she high and fly. White-Onion steel band blazing like jam. She turn, she bam, bam, lick them, lick down. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, girl, don't do that. Don't back on me, don't back, don't back on me, don't back. Dancing with you, man, you only jamming, drumming, and with your bam bam. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, yeah, don't do that. Don't back on me, don't back, don't back on me, don't back. You look so pretty, feeling sexy. Boom look so healthy, jamming on me purposely. Darling, don't do that to me.
Back to the future. 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
Major Posse, now are you ready? I can't wait fire to rock the party. I say no man at all, don't doubt me. If fire van and all can't help me. Hold your bam bam, hide the bam bam. Do man day, rejamming day. Hold your bam bam, hide the bam bam. Cause this we day, and we don't pay. It's pressure time, this quad over. And I am the heavy soca controller. Hide the bam bam, hold the bam bam, hide the bam bam.
Back to the future.
Especially this time of the morning when we there fighting to get out of bed. You had to go out to work, I had to go out to work. Please, refrain from bending over in front of me. We might create some problems. End up being late for work, might have to call out and all them kind of things. Refrain from bending down. Good morning. The biggest throwback hits. All your favorite ones, we got them all right here. OMG on a beautiful Wednesday morning, day number 18 in the month of June. Good morning to all those of you up and about on the inside with us already. Without there in Radio Land via 106.9, or you're locking it down on Facebook, or you on the StreamYard, or on YouTube, or on IKTV, whatever medium it is. Good morning, welcome aboard. Our early morning risers, and I see you are wasting no time. Shady, for whatever reason, people think you have on a yellow t-shirt. It could be the lighting.
Yeah, the lighting.
Ah, jeez. Antonio, don't miss them colors in a brethren. Ah, man. Hey, remember we got 3 times the back canal inside our boom mass. Heading out to Pair 1 this afternoon. Our concert series continue out there. This afternoon, get to vibes with the artists live from Pair 1 this afternoon from 4 o'clock. Alright? Good morning, Ann. Good morning. Blessings, Antonia. Good morning. Angela is inside. Good morning. Who else we got? Ronan is inside from South Carolina. Good morning, South Carolina. Good morning. Bigger Bigs checking inside. Good morning, my brother Maureen. Good morning, Winston. Blessings. Short Mus. Big up yourself, brethren. Yeah, mention and loving the vibes. And loving the early morning vibes. Short Mus. Big up yourself, brethren. Laurel Davis. Wonderful Wednesday morning, she says. Boom. 106.9. Winston Matthews. Watching from the NY. That's New York. They call me Money Johnson. Big up Money Johnson. Why they call you Money Johnson, Winston? Why is it about the money? I could understand the Johnson. What is it about the money? Big up Doug. He says Shady is on the ball, rocking the nation, #1 station. Yeah. Big up Doug. Doug, they say, well, boy, the fact that I can get all you guys on here on a morning time to call, boy, it's better Miss Andrews fire this squad up, so. And look Kenson here, look Kenson. What the PM let's say, no, not the PM. Leacock, what Leacock say? Speak of the devil and the imps. Kenson! Ah, jeez. Kenson, they say fire the team and hire you and me. The fact that we could get Dog and the other guys to call in every single day. Morning. Well, where I want to start this morning, I don't know how many of you have seen it, but there's a story. I mean, most of the major news sites, they're carrying it. You know, they've shared on it already. Nearly 800, it's probably over that now. But nearly 800 infant remains found in a septic tank by a Catholic-run or non-run Irish home. That's in Ireland, a home for unwedded mothers, single mothers who are unmarried, and baby home. And from what they say, what they sing, that number back in the day, I think it dates back to 1940s, is it? 1960s. And that number went up to a horrific 9,000 plus. So just imagine that. 9,000. Good morning.
Morning, King.
Morning.
And extension, morning, St. Vincent, the Grenadines.
Morning. You're on the
Shady,
ball.
big up yourself too.
Off the bat early this morning, boy.
Boy, yeah, let me beat. I'm outside doing some work for me.
Usually it's hammer, but Hey.
Well, Hamo, sorry. Hamo, wait, hold on. Hamo, accept my apology because you go and do research and find out why Max have phone number call before your phone call and it's not like you telling. So Hamo, sorry. It's a mistake and this is not facts, this is fiction. So, you know, and though they can't lock me up. Now, when I tell people, Catholic people are the biggest set of obia people in the world, people laugh. I remember the movie Exorcist.
But it has so many of them, because even with this same situation, brother, there's a movie with it, you know. I was trying to find it yesterday, but
remember it is Fugitive is the same Catholic church that find people like you who black and beautiful, soulless, which justify another human being owning you like your own cattle. The same Catholic church, you know. The same Catholic church, Pope John Paul, before the one who dead the other day. Now Pope John Paul, but I think was Pope Benedict. He won before the one who dead. Why you think he quit? When he went to Vatican and he realized them sodomizing a bunch of little boy in a Vatican city, he said, "Nah boy, me nah that man quit."
This thing's scary, brethren.
Brother. So we have to be so hopefully we open our eye and find our own path to heaven, because we directly connected to God, and no man can come tell me, yo, the road if you walk go heaven, the road if you walk go heaven. Boy. Each man road to heaven is his own individual road. But then when the Catholic people, big up St. Martin Secondary School one time too, because we went to a Catholic school.
I did as well.
Okay, big up Butcher, R.I.P., Brooker, Saka, all them. When I ask them white man who come St. Vincent, certain question them and I shut me down. That's why me start to question religion, brother. And I'm all saying that to say this, they must not give people, because we have people, religious figures and politicians in the same category. Even though we suspect them to do wrongdoing, we are willfully ignore them and allow them to get so far.
Boy, this scary.
That's why I say
very scary. In the 1920s, you know. 1920s, 1960s. And it took a historian in 2014 to dig a little bit deeper to find out what really going on. 9,000?
You remember
over 9,000, brethren?
Brother, you remember the woman who said nothing compares to you, Sinead O'Connor? She did the other day and she sleeping in England. When she go on one of them program, I think it was America Live or one of them program, and she pull up a picture with Joe Pope, John Paul, and rip it in half and say the nastiness must stop and Americans blackball she. English people blackball she. 2 years later, a scandal was revealed that they must sodomize the little boy.
Well, 7 o'clock, we're going to have to shut it down, so we'll link again later on. All right then, good stuff. Let's go to the top, Shady, and then we come back.
Vincy, feel that power. The road is calling.
I want to make some noise right now from a plane.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone could put fire back in the soul.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Mass is live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 106.9. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet. OMG in the morning.
There's only one way to do it. Yeah. This is how we just do it. Last night wasn't your last night, but today could be your last day. So let me celebrate today. Yeah. Yesterday was yesterday, but tomorrow we don't know. So let me commemorate this date. Yeah. And let me do this one big, gigantic, bombastic. Let me do this big, real big, fantastic. So put your hand in the air and let me do this in grand style. In grand style, celebrating a fine style. In fine style, let me do this huge, red huge. Let me do this monstrous, boisterous. All of us put something up in the air. Raise it for the world to see. Let me act every day in history and embrace
enjoy the vibes while we are alive. And let me tell you, there's no type of fighting, no feelings floating, only good vibes floating. That's what we talking, cause we don't have time to hate around here. You best get it clear, yeah. We doing this one top tier, history making in here. So what time we leaving, we not clear. Night or morning, and that's how we do it straight. Real lights around here, now all hands in the air.
Baby, take a wine on me. Let your body groove, set your spirit free. Come take a wine on me. Soak a beat pulsing in my vein. Feel that carnival beat. No holding back, no holding back. Just brace yourself when I push my bumper back. No holding back, oh baby, no holding back. Just brace yourself, look how it nice and fat. Oh darling, a session is calling. The vibe is right, rhythm so tight, back and all time pending. Enough waistline, front of the line, bass inside and we pops up high. Yes, we outside, soca music is my calling. We jamming from night till morning, cause we outside. Set the pace, drunk and sober, stop me name in the man's cry.
Hey, this is Sheena. This is Sheena Collis. One of our contributions for 2025. Such a beautiful song. Such a beautiful song. And probably the only place that you're gonna hear it this season is right here on Boom 106.9. It is, and it's not because I am here, but it is commendable. You know what we're doing in terms of trying our best to play as much of the music as possible. I mean, you're still hearing that people complaining they're not hearing a lot of the songs. We have quite a lot of songs. You're not gonna hear all, that's the reality. But when you hear songs like these from Sheena, oh my God, this is, yo, I wish we could get more of these elsewhere from the DJs, man. Big up Sheena. She has another one, you know, really nice, really, and I'm not even speaking about the Calypso. Big up Sheena. I know Shard must be loving this as well. Big up Shard must as well.
Baby, take a wine on me. Let your body groove, set your spirit free. Come take a wine on me. Soak a beat pulsing in my vein. Feel that carnival beat. No holding back, no holding back. Just brace yourself when I push. No holding back, oh baby, no holding back. Just brace yourself, don't go in next and fast.
To free up my mind, so tonight I'm a day. Put me hand down high, I'm ready to fly. Love me when I'm fatigued. Don't take my vacation with no hesitation. So come walk up my ways and step up the pace and mash up the place. That's a special invitation to all of the islands. No, I'm ready to party, ready to play big way. Let me jump and sway. Before every carnival I go, I get happy. All this bacchanal make me feel happy.
That's Bob Marley on the rhythm. I think there's a Kiki. There's a Kiki on the rhythm as well. Kiki on the rhythm, I think. Super K. Really nice rhythm, you know. Really, really nice rhythm. This one.
I'm feeling nice.
Right now I feel nice, I'm feeling real nice. Go away, negative energy. Right now I feel nice, yeah. Still counting my blessings.
where that start gather from. Trouble in town, trouble in town. When the big man them coming down, it's trouble in town, trouble in town. What the we see in this song is trouble in town, yeah. When they beat the drums, it's like they start to speak to it. Something inside our way, it's in with DNA. And when they mix the melodies with sweet, sweet harmonies, it make we feel away, we feel to fly away. From the season start we anticipating, hey. Every Friday we participating, yeah. Just look at the legacy we created. Right now it's history making, yeah. So we go dance and sing. Everybody together, watch the vibe sweet bring.
Remember, we're bringing you 3 times the bacchanal this season. Get yourselves ready, Boomsy Mass. It's on. We're getting you ready for I Love Rum inside the cruise ship terminal. That's coming up on Tuesday, July 1st. We're getting you ready for Rise Soca. That's coming up on Wednesday, July 9th inside the Victoria Park. Tickets are out. Regular tickets, general tickets are at $100. VIP all-inclusive tickets, they're starting from, they are at $400. Remember, our concert series continues at Pair 1 this afternoon from 4 o'clock. Alright? Meet the artists, get a chance to vibe to the artists. And remember, Friday morning, we got Fridays in normal right now, you know. We're turning up Friday morning again. We got more sponsors on board. They're loving the vibe. They're loving the energy. They love what they're getting. Carnival is on Boom 106.9, baby. All right, this Friday, get us ready. We're giving you the opportunity to meet Lexi, the young, dynamic, the powerhouse. Lexi will be inside with us on Friday morning. Zeron as well will be on the inside. Zeron here as yet? He should be here by now. You're not sure? Today's Wednesday. Today. Yeah, he'll be in today. I need to remind him to bring 2 t-shirts and a bottle of something. No foreigner coming inside here with a too long empty hand. And this goes for y'all as well. I know some of y'all coming down for the mass. Y'all hit up, make a link with us. 1 or 2 of y'all might get the opportunity to come inside and chill with us one of these mornings. We're giving you the opportunity. But you're not coming with a too long empty hand. You can't come from big foreign and come down with a too long empty hand. That's one. Alright, so we have Lexi, we have Zeron. Fire Empress will be on the inside Friday morning. And you know, she is more than 3 times the bacchanal. She is a whole series of bacchanal by herself. Hyper 4000 will be inside as well. And we got more drinks for the jumbie table. Friday morning, we're going to turn it up. I want to go back to this article for a few minutes before Sian comes in. Because, you know, when Sian comes on, you know, everything goes haywire. Pure bacchanal, endless bacchanal. Problems. Now, the backstory with this same situation in Ireland. Alright, they began excavating. It's called the Bonseco's mother and baby home in Tuam, Ireland. Nearly 800, I think 796 to be exact, infant remains were found in a septic tank on the site there in Tuam, Ireland. The home was run by Catholic nuns and it was closed in 1961 after many children died there. Alright, now it goes back as far as the 1920s, and it took historian Catherine Collis in 2014 to dig a little deeper, to go a little bit more in depth than the excuses that were given, to find out, well, what the hell really went on here. Alright, for decades this went on. It says that the historian in 2014, she tracked down death certificates for nearly 800 children who died at the home between 1920s and 1961 when the home was closed, but she only found a burial record for one child. One child. Alright? Yeah. We're deviating a little bit from the politics before Sian gets in. You know how it goes. Investigators later found a mass grave containing the remains of babies and young children in an underground sewage structure on the grounds of the home. This is Catholic Church we're telling you about. We ain't beating up on anybody and their religion, but we telling you like it is. Alright? DNA analysis found that the ages of the dead ranged from 35 weeks to 3 years. Now listen. A major inquiry into the mother and baby homes found that in total, about 9,000 children died in 18 different mother and baby homes, with major causes including respiratory infections and gastroenteritis, otherwise known as the stomach flu. How come? And I mean, there's so many questions that would arise from this. How come and how it went on for so long? There are persons in authorities who must have known about this. It's as if there was some plot. So you get the single mothers, is the single mothers or the unmarried mothers who give birth. And you get the impression that the sole intent was to get rid of the kids, to, I guess, alleviate the burden that bringing an unwedded, a child out of wedlock, being born out of wedlock. You know the stigmatization that surrounded all this situation back in the day. So maybe they viewed it as, okay, you bringing a child out of wedlock, don't worry yourself, we will handle that. We will take care of you. So they bring the mothers into the homes and they get rid of the children or the child. There's no other conclusion. There are others, but what excuse? You know what is sad? What is really harrowing about this? They said, right? They said that the nuns who were responsible for the homes, they issued an apology. Yeah? They issued an apology. That is it. They issued an apology. Give me your thoughts on it. We have about 3 minutes before Sian comes inside. Yeah. This. Who are the babies' daddy? That's a good question. Your guess is as good as mine. Good morning, caller. Hello? Hello? Probably I took that one too fast. Let me see. Did I get it? Good morning. Oh, okay. Good morning.
Good morning, brother.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Good morning. Welcome.
And you're not listening to you until Bing come back. But I just want to say to you, yes, I have no problems with you bringing a topic. But I just want to say one quick. I ain't going to be long.
Hamo, if it don't
I
have
no
any,
politics,
if it has nothing to do with the topic, leave it.
No, what I'm saying, all I'm saying to you, no, don't, let me just say it. I've been talking.
If it don't have anything to do with the topic.
It has to do with the topic.
Okay, go ahead.
It has to do with the topic because you're concerned about children. We have to be concerned about your son or daughter. I don't know if you have children. And my children thank God they're out of this country. And I'm saying our children are worse off than what has happened in that home. Because the parents can't even send them to school. We have to be concerned about St. Vincent. And I'm saying every time I come here and tell and say have mercy upon our little children. I direct in Aliceville right now. 5 homes I could carry to. The mothers can't send the children to school at all. And they end up on the road. And I'm saying here, I know that you love Cian Marshall. And I love him too. Because I was part of
Hamo. If it has nothing to do with the
topic. It has to do with the topic because what I'm saying, I love Cian Marshall, but Cian Marshall must love truth. And do not encourage people to fool people. No, brother,
now is Cian time and we're going to have to end it, alright? We're going to have to end it right there. Alright? Let's get ready. And we bring Cian in. It's like, Jesus Christ. I mean, for once, Hamo, For once. Alright, Shady, let's go. See you anytime you're ready, me buddy. Anytime you're ready, go right ahead and make the link, and let's do this. And we move forward with the various topics for this morning. Alright. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Cecilia. George, big up yourself, brethren. Welcome. Rosemary. Hello, darling. How are you doing? Good morning. See you anytime you're ready, my buddy. I think that's him there now. Hopefully it is. Good morning,
gentlemen. Good morning, Shady. Good morning, Fuji.
Morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice Wednesday. I heard you lining up a number of interviews you're having today. Yo, that young lady Lexi is amazing, isn't she?
She is, huh?
I really am. Her voice is good. She has good voice control for age. I heard on an interview, and she reminds me of someone who she refers to as one of her idols in soca, Marshall Montana, and I really hope he goes far. But also, I could say and make a local reference of Shannon McKenzie, who also was doing the craft since primary school, secondary school, and now is one of the most, prolific singers we have, female singers. So I wish you all the best.
Definitely.
This morning, Fuji, I want to speak on the issue of CBI without referring too much to the level of acrobatics that you had to engage in a few days ago, because a lot of mercy, Fuji, if this is some, you don't eat some can cuckoo, but if this is some can cuckoo, you've been trying to do, boy, to get out of that thing, boy. I'm telling you, I'm like, Fuji, boy,
jeez.
quit while you are ahead, bro. Quit while you're ahead. No.
Go ahead.
The Citizen Investment Program, as constituted by a number of OECS countries, have within I wouldn't say recent years, but for some time now, has drawn some concerns for a number of countries in Europe and North America. Now, the constitution of the term citizen by investment, I think maybe ideally, I don't know what the framers of such a program intended, but I can see individuals establishing a relationship of citizen with a country through a number of avenues, and therefore, having established the relationship, then they can be given the benefit and the privilege of citizenship. So, for example, we don't say it, but we have a citizen by marriage program. You come, you marry someone who's of intention, and because of that relationship, you can be accorded the rights of citizen. Someone can come here, apply for a work permit, live here for a number of years, as our law says, and they may not get married, but they may, using the alien land owning license process, they may buy some land. That's an investment. They build a house, the investment expands, and they're here for a while. And after establishing that, they live here, they work here, they pay taxes, they pay land taxes, and so on. And after a while, they can go through an established process and become a citizen. And I suspect, ideally, that can be done for someone who decides to come here, invest money into the economy, create jobs, and so forth. And after living here for a while, again, that person, having established those relationships or that relationship, can, using the existing law, become a citizen of the country. However, as constituted in a number of OECS countries, what we essentially have is the selling of passports. Someone can say where they are, fill out some documents to a third party. The third party sends the document to the country. where the application is intended to go, and a passport is sent back to the person. It's like shopping on Amazon, my brother. Now, the Ralph Gonzalez administration has established positions on that practice. There is an ideological position that says citizenship is the highest office in the land and it is not for sale. They've established, they've discussed a safety position where it says, listen, the way this is done, a number of individuals who aren't deserving, can get access to your passport, and that could affect the safety of Vincentians. But the government also put forward other rationales about the fact that a lot of those individuals who, based on the current construct of the CBI in OECS countries, have no interest in your country, but rather using your passport as a backdoor to go to the US and to go to Europe. And unfortunately, if you listen to the way it is promoted by some of our OECS brothers and sisters, that is exactly what's promoted. Access to the EU, access to the US. Now, I've said before that it is, to me, unethical and unprincipled for countries to be using their passports to give access to individuals of countries that may not ordinarily have access to Europe and the US to the back door. Because clearly those host countries have put visa restrictions on the countries, whatever they are, for a reason. And for us to engage in a bypass type of system that says, listen, don't worry. Yeah, your Afghan passport may not work, or your Iraqi passport may not work, but hey, come to St. Vincent, buy a passport, and that go work. That practice reduces the legitimacy of our passport because it puts it in the realm of scam. For years, Europe has been raising red flags about the practice. And I hear individuals rebut me, but Malta does it and this does it. That's fine, Fuji, because it's their country. And if they want to sell passports to come to their country, that's okay. They decide who they sell the passports to. Other countries abusing a privilege that European and North American countries have given us, abusing it by giving other people access to it who would not ordinarily have it, is wrong. Now, the government also put forward an economic argument to the CBI. And the government said that basically St. Vincent and Grenadines would be at the bottom of the ladder. And so to compete, we are going to have to be selling the passports cheaper than what exists. I remember after COVID, they were having a 50% off sale in St. Lucia where they were saying, I mean, could you imagine that your passport is being offered at a 50% sale? And for a family of 3, you could get this discount and that discount and so forth. As the final entrant of the OECS, we'll be in that position. But with all the concerns as part of the economic debate, with all of the concerns posed by the EU and the US and so forth, the government insists that it is not sustainable either. It is not sustainable because the wells of revenue are drying up. Just recently, I was listening to some news out of Grenada where they were saying that the revenue has dried up by almost, I think it's 70%, right, over last year. And they were complaining, look, this government has not put in place other income generating avenues for sustainable development. So what is going to happen now that you're having this kind of shortfall? So there is the economic argument as well. And then the issue of corruption always crops up with this Caribbean configuration of the CBI. And all you have to do, Fuji, anyone has to do,
is listen to an incoming government speak of the the previous government's management of the CBI. You just have to listen to Timothy Harris talk about Denzel Douglas's management of the CBI program and how corrupt it was and how much money was missing and so forth. Then, when Drew became Prime Minister, you heard him chastise the Tim Harris government for corruption and missing monies and so on of the CBI program. The argument is going on right now in St. Lucia between Alan Chastney and JP. Corruption. You heard in Grenada, Deacon Mitchell talking about the fact that monies ended up in the accounts of constituency councils in Grenada. So that you listen to those discussions and you can't help but say, well, boss, this practice is definitely prone to corruption. Definitely prone to corruption. So you've had the position of the government outlined in a number of ways, ideologically, economically, and so forth. The NDP that proposes the CBI program as constituted by our Caribbean neighbors have yet to address any of those in any real way, in my view. Save and except, when we win, sell passports so that we can reduce VAT and so that we can pay you a double salary at the end of the month and give bonus and pay everybody's subjects and so. But when you look at the revenue that is being collected overseas, you wonder, can us just entering, not being one of the established ones, and you would accept Fuji that they may say, but no, we just have to tighten the policy structures and so forth surrounding the CBI. Well, common sense tells me, if you're going to tighten the process, make it more strenuous for people to get the visa, then they are less likely to come to you. That's just a common sense argument, right? If coming to St. Vincent, you're going to have more requirements for the applicant, then they're going to listen to me. All of us carry some passports. People who have St. Kitts, Nevis, Antigua, St. Lucia, Grenada passports getting through. Why do I need to go to St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Maybe you could say we're cheaper, which then affects the revenue that we collect. So they've yet to respond meaningfully to those concerns raised by the administration as to why St. Vincent and the Grenadines, under their leadership, under the leadership of the LP, will not engage in the selling of passports. Now, what we have to look at is the economic model and where we are. Because I met somebody yesterday who said to me, Mr. Marshall, I have a slogan for you. This is someone who lived in the US for years and has just moved back. The person said to me, I have a slogan for you on the CBI. So I said, really? What's the slogan? He said, seaport, airport, but we never sell passports. I said, that bad. The point that the individual, what I got from what the individual was saying is that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has been developing steadfastly. You look at the economic trajectory of the country, you look at the data published by the agencies that talk about all levels of growth and so on, and we are right up there without selling passports. We've been
right up where?
Right up there.
Wherever there is.
We are the fastest growing in terms of growth. We've been the highest growing economy below, or the second highest. Let me just say highest below. We're the second highest growing economy in the region, just second to Guyana. And that has been for a couple of years, and the projections go for a few more years.
Growth in regards to moving from where to where?
GDP growth.
Moving from where to where?
Here's the point. Here's the point, Fuji. We were never second. We are second now. Understand? You see?
Just like how a win is a win, a second is a second.
Watch me. You the same Fuji, you would come and the NDP and say, but this report say you have 40% unemployment with 15 years unemployed. And you're going to interrogate that.
I have two questions though.
Where it says we're second in growth. Oh, what I mean? go to where?
Can I ask two questions before you leave?
Yeah,
I think me personally, as it comes to CBI, I don't really have much more to say. Everybody know where I stand. It's not illegal.
No, it's not.
All right, and that I'll leave it there. But let me ask you this. Now, for example, based on the recent list that came out with the threats about the travel bans from the US and countries, especially countries, we're concerned about the countries across the OECS, right? Now, what I wanted to zoom in on, Nigeria, for example, part of the Commonwealth, which allows them access to our passports, to some extent citizenship. They're even allowed, encouraged to vote here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, Nigeria also made it on that list that the US plans to impose travel ban in terms of countries, right? Nigeria is also on that list. Probably not for a CBI program, but for other concerns as it relates to national security, human trafficking, terrorism, among a number of other things they listed. How do you see this relation or this easy access that we have with Nigerians and access to our passports affecting us?
Well, first of all, Fuji, Nigerians do not have easier access to a passport than anyone else. As a matter of fact, Nigerians require visas to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and very often they're turned down. A lot of the Nigerians who are here came here as students on student visas, applied for through their colleges. The ability to vote is not something that is about citizenship necessarily, or about
Put aside the voting. Go to the passport.
Right. So the point. No. I have to develop all of it.
Okay.
I was in the UK for 14, 15 months doing some studies, and after 6, 7 months, I started getting letters to register. I could have voted in last election that they had there, right? But the Nigerians here are here on visas, student visas. A lot of them have had problems because they hit hard times and so forth, but they're here. Some of them are working and so forth. But a lot of them who would love to have the passport don't have it. So there's no easy access to Nigerians for a passport. There's no easier access to Nigerians to a passport.
There is access. Right.
There is a process that is open to everybody else. It just so happens that that there are Nigerians there who came here under a particular type of visa. It's just like we go America on a student visa. We overstay the visa, and while we're there, we decide, boy, how we going to let some people we know what some of the things that individuals do to get the green card.
I don't think the US is concerned about whether it is 1 or 5 or 20 or 100. Because even one of the things that they highlighted as it relates to the CBI countries is the persons, whether it is one individual or 10 individuals who they have conducted business with, as it relates to getting access to their passport. That is their concern. I'm asking the same thing could apply to us.
But no, it doesn't, because as I said, the Nigerian students primarily who are here do not have access to our passports any easier than anybody else. We don't sell it to them. As a matter of fact, I know Nigerians who, when they've completed their medical school here, some of them got their visas to go to the UK and the US to finish up their medical school there because of an arrangement that the schools have with the US. They're not going up there on 50 passports, they're going up on their Nigerian passports with US visas. So there's no easy access there.
It's just a question that popped in my head. One more before you wrap up. How does someone, like, let's say, from anywhere in Europe, become an ambassador for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which gives them access to our passports? Some of them never ever came to St. Vincent.
No, I don't know about an ambassador, but I know we can have honorary consuls.
You can have
honorary consuls, which is you have a consul general to St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Right. Okay. So let's use that.
Like Luther and so on and so forth. But because small countries like ours can't afford to have consulates all across the country. So what we do is we can appoint a business person, a prominent individual of another country, as an honorary consul. So they can function as in a consular capacity to that country, because the laws of consular relation dictates that a person cannot do consulate work for another country to their country. Right? So there's a special appointment called honorary consul, and we have them. Julian Jack, for example, is the honorary consul of Poland to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think it was, I can't remember if it's Julian Schultz or somebody was honorary consul too. So you have that arrangement where that is done. Whether or not I do not believe that they necessarily have to get passports.
Diplomatic passports.
Diplomatic passports.
Because that is something else that the US is looking into, eh?
But ultimately, as I said, I don't know if we have that practice where we give honorary consuls diplomatic passports. But it is an appointment. It is within the Vienna Convention on Country Relations where countries can appoint honorary consuls in other countries to represent their interests there. Okay. Finally, let me finish.
Take a minute.
Yes. So I heard, because of what is happening now, it was said that Vincentians are happy that other countries are on the list. That is not true. Vincentians are happy that we are not on the list. And I remember when Prime Minister Gaston Brown responded sharply to Dr. Gonzalez's comments on CBI, I heard Vincentians say, go for reality, let's put him out and thing and so on and so forth. People weren't defending Dr. Gonzalez, but the truth is that even Antiguans and Barbudans, even Kititians are going, Gonzalez has been speaking all along, and is he being proven right? It is interesting that citizens of those countries are seeing the wisdom of Dr. Gonzalez, but I hear you and my good partner Jomo saying Dr. Gonzalez isn't right. Fuji, the discussion and where things are is proven right. Absolutely correct.
All I know, Sian,
should be wary of allowing anybody to sell our passport.
There is a standardized CBI program that is run across OECS countries, and there is whatever it is we're doing here, which nobody else knows about. There's that.
It's not standardized. What is happening?
What we have here is standardized, Sian.
What we have is what we've always
had. So you actually know what we have?
Countries,
you actually know what we have?
Where individual, it's in the law. It's in the law. The law is there. But they've just tried to have a kind of a committee across the region headed by
versus one man
to look at it. To look at it. No, what we have in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which have been applied and continue to be applied regarding the immigration of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Okay, everyone.
Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you. Until tomorrow. Take good care. All right. All right then. Bless up. We pay some bills. We come right back, and the Consul Jomo Thomas should be inside with us at 7:45.
Saturday, July 12th, the Vinci's Reef Shipping at Highwood Bay.
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. High Rune next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
Monday to Thursday from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Fridays, we keep the vibe alive with the hottest DJs until morning. And on Saturdays, we're open until 10 p.m. It's Derry's Minimart. See you soon, Vermont.
Plain Talk. Plain Talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All your talk now.
On OMG.
And it's that time of the morning where we're joined by the esteemed Council Jumo Thomas. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. How are you doing? He was there and then he is no longer there. Council, you hearing me? Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Fuji.
Welcome.
Good morning, Shady. Most of all, good morning to your listeners. I really thought that we had come to the end of the debate about CBI.
I swear,
I'm exhausted. Since my friend Cian came on and raised it again, and he came with this, what he said, the man told him, seaport and airport.
Seaport, airport.
National passport. You see how vulgar these people are? No, think about it. Everything is a slogan. We not turn back. Keep the camaraderie. Everything is a slogan. It is not about serious conversations about serious issues. Now, I really thought that we had gone past CBI. But I want to read, over the last few days, I've been reading and rereading this very small text by George Lamin called The Sovereignty of the Imagination. And there's a passage in here which I heard Adrian Sanders quoted it on my program, my Voices Radio program a few weeks ago when I had him on. And I knew I had heard it before, and I wondered where I had seen it, where I had read it. And then I went back and picked up this text. And here it is. This is Lamina. And he's talking about his classic work, In the Castle of My Skin. He says, much of the substance in the castle of my skin is an evocation of this tragic innocence. Nor was there at the time of writing any conscious effort on my part to emphasize the dimension of cruelty which had seduced or had driven by force of need and otherwise honorable Black people into such lasting bonds of illusion, such toxic forms of cultural conviction. And here's the kicker. He says, for it was not a physical cruelty that I knew, Indeed, the colonial experience of my generation was almost wholly without violence. No torture, no concentration camps, no mysterious disappearance of hostile natives, no army encamped with orders to kill. The Caribbean endured a different kind of subjugation. It was the terror of the mind, a daily exercise in self-mutilation. Black versus black in a battle for self-improvement. This was the breeding ground of every uncertain self. But there was one area of ground where certainty had taken the form of legend. So, Lamin here is talking about the terror of the mind, and his piece is called The Sovereignty of Imagination. And this is the area where we talk about reimagining things. My friend Cian came on and tossed a lot of things at us. I wonder if he had a chance to listen yesterday, as I did, to part of the session in our parliament where the OECS assembly met. I wonder if he had a chance to listen to Chastanet, the former Prime Minister of St. Lucia. I wonder if he had a chance to hear Chastanet talk about the difficulties which the OECS faces in comparison to the broader CARICOM situation, where he felt that even the larger countries were running roughshod over the smaller OECS countries. I wonder if he had a chance to imagine and to reimagine a situation, if that's the case, with Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad, and Barbados, what would that be in the broader international context? And how it is difficult for these small, resource-starved societies to develop. I wonder if he had a chance to listen to Chastanet say that one of the things that we should do with CBI was, instead of making it an individualized situation, Grenada, St. Lucia, Dominica, Antigua, St. Kitts, why don't we regionalize it and have one CBI program, and in essence set up something like a legacy fund where this money could be used for the development of our region, our OECS. I'm not sure if he listened to any of that, but he came here and vulgarized the concept of development with let me quote him properly. Seaport, airport, we now sell passport. You put that as a narrative for development? Well, if that's coming for development, somebody is going to get hit for 6. Because that's a weak monster that even a novice would hit for 6. But I want to go further, right? My friend Cian said that we are right up there. We are right up there. And as it relates to growth, we are only second only to Guyana. If my friend Cian knows anything about politics or economics or political economy, he would know that politics 101 would indicate to him that growth is not development. So Sandals may have generated, let's say, $1 since it's here. And all kind of people are coming into St. Vincent. We see them, they have a special place where the taxis can park at the airport and so on. But there was a study from the University of the West Indies at Mona a few years ago, which says that less than 10 cents of every dollar of the tourism dollar stays in the island, in the country where that money is generated. So this whole concept, CN can't be serious about growth. We are up there. Up there where? St. Vincent up there. I wonder what's the last time my friend traveled across the region. When was the last time he went to St. Lucia or Grenada? Did he go to Antigua or St. Kitts, as some of us do? Up there where? He says the practice of CBI is prone to corruption. Are we? Do they? And this is why I quoted Laminino, the terror of the mind. Are we more corrupt than America and Europe? Is corruption a part of our gene pool? That you take the Europeans and the Americans who have tried to strangle us at every turn, and you raise the flag of corruption to beat us over our head? You serious about that? Now, you say you don't want the commissions that are currently existing in the islands, in the OECS. Do you prefer a situation where one man, Ralph Gonzalez, decide who becomes a citizen and who? Where's the transparency in that? How do you know what is given? I give the example the other morning where my friend Richard Duncan, who heads the CBI program in Grenada, was offered a gift. And he says, no, in Grenada, we don't take gifts on this commission. And he returned the gift. How do we know that Gonzalez don't accept gifts? How do we know with us, he as the single person, what happens? Because there's no transparency. So that's just that point. And then he says, St. Vincent has put in place. He says, in Grenada, compared to 2024, the CBI funding has fallen off. And they have not put anything in place in terms of sustainable development. Has Sian gone to Grenada? What's the last time he went there? Look, on a Tuesday in Grenada, any Tuesday, any Wednesday, any Thursday, and I'm not yet talking about Friday and Saturday, you would have more people in the restaurants, on the streets, in the bars, than you would have on the weekend in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And these countries are comparatives. Same size. Granted that in Grenada, you have a university with about, I think, 20,000 students, or just about, or thousands of students. Let me not vouch for the number. Thousands of students, many of them from the United States, and they get a lot of visitors. The parents come to visit, the brothers, the sisters come to visit. So there's that turnover in the economy. But you can't look at Grenada and say that Grenada is not. There's nothing happening there, or there's nothing sustainable. I mean, in fact, these are capitalist societies, and underdeveloped capitalist societies are all of us, all of them. But you can't throw that spear at Grenada and then put up St. Vincent and say that we have an economic model. What's the economic model for development in St. Vincent? That we built an airport, and we are building an unnecessary, where there's no feasibility about what we're going to do with it, a $700 million seaport. I mean, the airport is a good infrastructural piece, but we cannot say that we have a sustainable economic model in St. Vincent. If we say that, we are talking through our ears. But Grenada, in 2024, in July 2024, had announced that it made $556 million in CBI receipts in July of 2024. Some of that could be used. If we had some of that, we could use it to fix roads. We could use it to ensure that we hire a company that break down the old building at high school and rebuild it. We could break down the old Richmond Hill School, which was turned into Thomas Sanders High School, and rebuild it. But we don't have that. So my friend cannot be serious when he says that Grenada lacks economic sustainability, but we have. Couldn't be serious. And you know, why do we, what is ideological? He says the Prime Minister Gonzalez has an ideological position against selling passports. What was ideological about giving David Ames a passport? Why didn't we do the proper due diligence to ensure that David Ames did not get in because he was a crook? Prime Minister Gonzalez says when the story broke, or when David Ames came to St. Vincent saying he wanted to do development, the story had not yet broken that he was at the top of a Ponzi scheme. Well, had he done the due diligence,
even his son,
would we not have known that he was a crook and that he was well on the way of building a Ponzi scheme? But we don't have the due diligence in the same way in which our colleagues across the region who were thrown under the bus for some special favors, thrown under the bus. And as Gaston Brown said, from Antiguan Prime Minister, he says, yeah, you could toss us under the bus now thinking you're going to get benefits from the colonial and imperial masters. But today for me, tomorrow for you. They're going to take access from us now, and then tomorrow they're going to find a chance to take access from you. So rather than stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters, we want to have what can be called Vincentian exceptionalism. That we are special, we are different. And we are in the dumps economically. I mean, look, these countries have tried everything. I mean, Eric Williams talks about us doing everything to help in the development of Europe. And then when they stopped us dry, they left. And then our countries had to go and borrow and borrow and borrow money to help in development. And then we tried the offshore financial sector, they crushed it. We tried immigration, they blocked it. And these fools are now praising Trump. Now guess what? Trump has now put up a possible 36 other countries and 5 OECS countries on there. They celebrate that fact. And they haven't asked, well, why is it that Grenada is not on there? Grenada has a robust CBI program. But they're clutching at straws because they do not have a developmental narrative. They cannot convince Vincentians that things are better now than it ever was. They can't even convince them that things are better today than it was yesterday. And you come to try to bamboozle people. That's a mental health problem, you know. I think that we need to surrender the thinking of the previous century, because we have gone past, we are well going past the first quarter of the 21st century. And let's have serious conversations about things that truly impact our country and our people. It cannot be that in 2025, a government led by supposedly the most progressive man in the Caribbean, defends Europe and the United States over his brothers and sisters in the Caribbean. It cannot be. There's a glaring contradiction there.
Good point.
And my friends, CN and others, need to pay close attention to that. And don't take this idea that, oh, we want to win an election, should we talk all kind of nonsense? Because it's not going to happen. Let's lift the debate. I came on to talk. I really want to talk about the brain drain until I heard my friend Sian. So yet again, I'm diverting. But we would have chance for the brain drain.
Okay,
that's my morning until we meet again.
All right, thank you. Take care until.
Okay, bro.
And we're gonna move from there right into. We have quotes coming inside in just a little bit. Shady.
Vinci, feel that power. The road is calling.
Oh, let me make some noise right now for my play.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone could put fire back in the city.
This Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Masses Live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 106.9. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 106.9.
Is a problem. A problem. Yep, a real problem. Yeah. But this boy. Yeah. I'm telling. Snitch. All of my friends them is gallus, but not me at all. I only have one gal. Yep. All them artists them is gallus, but not me at all. I only have one gal. It's only one girl for me. It's only one girl for me. One girl, one in Barbados, one in Trinidad, one in Jamaica. One girl, one in St. Vincent, one in Grenada.
Hey, like I just briefly mentioned, we are on standby. We should be making a link with Quartz Optical coming inside in just a shorty shot. So in the meantime, we stand by, all right?
One girl is all I need. Boy. If I do bad, them get on me. If I do good, them get on me. If I do nothing, them will talk me. And if I do something, them still talk, them will talk. So to hell with them. I can do whatever I feel like, just to hell with them. I can live my life for everybody sing. Well with them. Everybody well with them. Tell them, 'cause you don't pay my bills for me. You don't watch my kids for me. You don't know my history. So you can't say things to me. You don't pay my bills for me. You don't watch my kids for me. You don't know my history. So you can't say this to me. Everybody sing, darling, darling. You don't know what you want. Settle down, when nature calling, calling. You should not run your body like merry-go-round. Settle down. Alright, you have the whole pantry available to you. Unlimited entry. Do what you want to do, but you never satisfied with what you have. You always peeping in your neighbor's bag. You moving like a mobile roaming plan. You wouldn't settle in one place too long. You always think the grass is greener. Anytime you're sleeping with your neighbor, and we ball it, darling, darling. You don't know what you want. Settle down, when nature calling, calling. You should not run your body like merry-go-round. Settle down.
I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know. I want to know. I need to know why I'm feeling this way. I need to know. Cause soca take over me and I lose control of me body. My girl press upon me. Now she putting me in a different zone. I love the way she dance. I love the way she moves. She knows I could whine all night, but my appetite feeling for liquor now. I'm feeling for liquor. I'm feeling for liquor. No, I'm feeling for liquor now. How the when I'm outside with me. I want liquor. When I work or play, I want liquor. After a stressful day, I want liquor. I wasn't planning to drink at all. I decided I make an alley but no alcohol. Whenever I go out and I put liquor by my mouth, something different just take over me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I go out, the sun don't set it coming back out with me and me lady up in the party.
Cause it's just on and on and on and on we go. We party in rain and sun. We party till the party's done. It's just on and on and on and on we go. We go. The party gets stopped way. Nobody could stop way. We party like athletes. We wilder than animal. The party gets stopped way. Nobody can stop way. We party like athletes. We wilder than animal. I'm wilder than chook and wine and tidy girl. You can't stop me from getting on. I'm reaching it to get them back, yeah. And celebrate. Smoke my weed and meditate. If the max I'm feeling great. Drink more liquor, levitate. Slap on the party, shell down the bar. Shell it down right down to the tar. Come the girl, come wine for the star. Later I'm gonna jump on the car. Slap on the party, shell down the bar. Shell it down right down to the tar. Baddest thing and them do a war. And when the bartender just pass the rum, I make a drink all day till the party done. All my bills don't pay, I can start to jump. And so much girls in my sight, I go hardly come. She did a wait all day for the mass to come and she bumper. Look like 40 pounds, she hear the rhythm and the beat and she start to bounce. I pull she close and start the song. How long I did open just to get a piece of wine. All the time you on me mind. Love how you roll that thing behind. No joke thing. Hope you read between the lines. See the signs in Nashi eyes. She willing to give it up one time, oh gosh. Bad things, take a wine and take a girl normal. Bad things, girl, the wine you give that do normal. It's just vibe in the session, and your wine is depression. And when they talk about fet, it's my name you mention. Boy, fetting and it can't get old. Me pocket full so drinks overload. Girl, you get me in a mode, and I love your wine so don't stay control. She wine and go down a light start kissing you. But that they facing you. She felt it back and it's so long.
When you're whining, girl, yeah. You hold me with the whining, girl, yeah. Love with the wine.
I guess we may have to go ahead. We may have to move on. No contacts from courts as yet. Guess we'll wait and see how that goes. Yeah, I know you're anxious. I know you're eager. I know you eagerly want to go in on your response or responses in regards to Cian and what he shared. One of the best comments or responses I've seen in a long time. This one, I think we should take a page out of Ibrahim Traore's book as a Caribbean, with the Caribbean. Interestingly, I'm not hearing any of our Caribbean leaders speaking in that regard, moving in that direction. You know, follow suiting, standing up and demanding, making demands. We won't be able to achieve that without unification across the OECS. For years I've been wondering, what is really the purpose of CARICOM, or we being a part of CARICOM, boy? And finally somebody said it. But even Chastity alluded to, how do we achieve unification, unity across the OECS region? And even in respective countries, we don't have unification between government and opposition. Very profound, that statement, you know. Because we know where it's at, especially when it deals, even I think Scarrett it was, we spoke a little bit on it, but most of what Chastity had to say on it, you know, the relations, the relationship or lack thereof, especially when it comes to dealing with matters of national interest, and we cannot unify or have a unified approach. For example, in St. Vincent dealing with crime, for example. Not even that we can unify on. But we want to talk about unity at the OECS level. It ain't gonna happen. You gotta start at home. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
Fuji.
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you. And
Morning.
most of all, good morning to your listeners and my good friend Shady. Shady boy, we gotta go fishing and leave these people alone, boy.
When you ready, man? When you ready?
Don't worry, I got a good surprise for you.
Nice.
Anyway,
nice.
Mm-hmm. What's up?
Let me tell you this, right? I listen to you to CN this morning, and I want to say this to you with all sincerity and all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me talk about Vincentian passport and it ain't for sale, right? The resident ambassador to the United Nations, Iranda King, who is still the resident ambassador from the former ambassador who is now the finance minister. She came to the United States as the ambassador. And according to the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, he said he get a call from the resident ambassador here in New York about some Arab people approaching her to buy St. Vincent passport for up to $200,000 US each. That's what he said in a press conference. Now, I said this. How come anybody would approach an ambassador to just buy a passport so out of the clear blue sky? Something has to be
Probably he heard something
before that. Something has to be there before that. Now, after that, the Prime Minister went into Parliament and put a law. A law was passed at 2:30 a.m. on a Thursday morning. 2:30 a.m. on a Thursday morning. And the law was passed in Parliament. Don't know if it was sent to by the governor, by the then Governor General. The law says, anybody retroactively who was caught or who was involved any way, shape, or form in selling, I make sure I put this word in selling Vincentian passport cannot be prosecuted. I stress, cannot be prosecuted. That's a law that was put forward by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, sitting Prime Minister that is sitting there today. Anybody get caught selling St. Vincent passport cannot be prosecuted.
Interesting, yeah? No, that is like kind of preparing for what might come sometime in the future.
Yes.
But nobody, no. Hold, stick up in. I don't want to cut you, but we should have been joined by Coach earlier. They're now trying to get in, so we're gonna have to stick up in and come back.
I will go.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Thanks. But we pick it up after. All right. Good. Okay. So so Coach seemingly is ready. Is it? All right. So give it a minute or two. They were calling and. Well, you know how that goes, so we'll give it a minute or two.
Because your baby needs to get some things done. Your baby needs to go shopping. I need to get my hair and my nails done. Oh, better yet, I want to have dinner tonight. Can we go have dinner tonight, please? Matter of fact, I want to buy a Benz.
Nothing in life comes free. Anyhow I spend my money on you. I want that. I want straight. Nothing in life comes free. Anyhow I spend my money on you. I want that. I want.
Okay, I believe that this is or was. Alright, so we're gonna try again. Remember, we getting ready to make a quick link up with Quartz Optical. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. And
Is
yourself?
this not too bad? Not too bad. Is this Josiane?
Yes, it is.
Okay, welcome, Josiane. Welcome.
Yes. Good morning to everybody listening to Boom FM this morning. I am calling from Coast Optical. I'm just calling to let persons know, remind persons of our ongoing campaign, which would have started on June 3rd. This would run until June 30th. Now it's called Treat That, and for that we're going to give that 50% off all premium frames of their choice when they come to do their glasses. We would like to encourage customers and specifically fathers to come in, have their eyes tested. The eye examination is free. Once you have your eyes tested and you have been prescribed glasses, you get to choose the option of 50% off any frame, any premium frame of your choice, or 20% off your entire selection. We also do ready financing, so you can pay nothing down for 30 days. You want your glasses back, we deliver it for you, and you pay nothing for the next 30 days. And your next payment will start the following month.
Right
So
in time for Carnival, huh?
Yes. We also have some stylish sunglasses on sale. You come on down, you get the 50% is also on those sunglasses for persons that are celebrating their birthday in this month and who would have celebrated their birthday last month. You come on and you choose any sunglasses of your choice to get 50% off that. We also have the 30% off contact lenses for persons who are interested in having their contact lenses done. Come in, you book the appointment just as you would an eye examination, and we take it from there and we give you your prescription for contact lens. We also, today we're in Beckway doing eye examinations. So if you're there, you just reach out to the team. They should be there by 9 a.m. We are going to be there until 3 at Beckway Ventures to have their eye examination completed for persons on Beckway who are interested in having their eyes done. You can go ahead and walk in if you doesn't have an appointment. We do have some persons that would have booked appointments for that. So if you have not, space are still available that you can walk in and have your eye examined today.
And this will be done at the Court Store on Beckway?
We don't have a court store in Beckway. It's at Beckway Ventures.
It's no longer there?
No, it's no longer there. Okay. That has been closed a while now.
All
right? So the team would be there from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. this afternoon.
There's a question that someone asked me just after you had the interview last week. After having the examination done, what is the turnaround time like? So you have the examination done, the process going forward.
Okay, so for depending on what your prescription is, it will run anything from 24 hours to 3 weeks, depending on what your prescription is.
Right,
if we do have your prescription here in St. Vincent, you're a single vision, we only do single vision lenses here in our lab in St. Vincent, 24 to 48 hours. Outside of that, it's 2 to 3 weeks. I would need to send it to our lab in Trinidad.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you.
Yep. Yes. So for persons who are wishing to book an appointment, you can do so by visiting our website at coastoptical.com. So that's www.coastoptical.com, or you can call 456-1325, extension 2271, 2272, or 2273. And you can also reach us on WhatsApp or direct call at 494-2337. We are located in the Coast Branch, right opposite the financial complex. And they come through the door. It's an exit leading to Middle Street. It's very easy to find. You cannot miss it. You can also visit our social media page at Coast Optical St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's on Instagram and Facebook for any of the updates pertaining to offers, promotions that will be posted there on our social media pages. Or you can just take a nice stroll down to the store, speak with any of the agents that are there, that are here, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with whatever query you might have. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. until 4, and on Saturday, 8 a.m. until 12. Clinic days are Monday to Friday. I should just put that out there. There are no clinics on a Saturday.
Okay.
Okay.
That
is it. Remember, just remember that the promotion ends on the 30th. So if you want to get that 50% off your premium frame, you have to make sure come in on or before the 30th.
Do that now.
Do that now.
30th might be too late. I'll be crowded
Might
down
be too
inside
late.
there.
That is what I'm saying. So different offers. Obviously, we're here to help. We know how financial constraints with persons, so we would make sure that a person gets their glasses on time and at the right price.
Okay. Thank you, Josiane.
Most welcome. Thank you so much.
Have a lovely
You're
day.
welcome.
All right, then. Top of the morning to the family over there at Quartz as well. That's Josiane updating us on the happenings and the promotion that's on at Quartz Optical. All right, let's go press some bells. We go press some bells and we come right back and we resume with your call. We resume with the interaction inside OMG in the morning time as we get you ready for 3 times the Bacchanal this carnival season. Making sure that you are road ready for the fets, for all the events, and so much more. Vincy Mas is on. Let's go.
OMG in the morning.
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill. And we're telling now. Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. Hyrule next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. Hyrule next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride, not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run, it's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For that.
The sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now.
Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Can you not have an orgasm for that?
Boom 1069.
Them girl want big stick. Them girl nowadays want big stick. Them girl want big stick. Them girl nowadays want big stick. Them well want big stick. Them girl nowadays want big stick. Them don't want the small stick. Them girl now want the small stick.
All them gal and them begging for the big stick. All them gal and them begging for the big stick. All them gal and them begging for the big stick. All them gal and them begging for the big stick. Keisha Wadi, big stick. Stacy Wadi, big stick. Tracy Wadi, big stick. Kamisha Wadi, big stick. Whitney Wadi, big stick. Tisha Wadi,
big stick. Shady, you know somebody was asking me yesterday, how is it you never played the track for your comrade? The big black car. Them girls wanna ride in my on my big black car. What is it? Your problems are you trying to fight the brother underneath her? What is it? I'm just asking on behalf of somebody else who called yesterday inquiring why Shady not playing the big black car. Good morning, caller.
Hi, Fugitive. Good morning. How are you?
Hey,
Hi,
look, Lala.
What's up?
Morning. How you doing?
I am well. I'm well. Not as good as Shady, but I'm good.
You know, just yesterday someone was making reference to the lack or shortage there of female voices in the morning. I appreciate you calling, Lala. Welcome. Make it a regular. Kingsley might not be sitting well with it, but you feel free to call whenever. All right.
You know, so long as my call is accepted, I would keep calling.
Nah, you go ahead, man. You go ahead. Family.
You know, I wanted to stop.
Wait, you probably wait. Hold on. Firstly, your signal is dropping. We're not getting you clearly.
Oh, let me try it. Can I call back on the fixed line?
Oh yeah, please. Even better. All right, so go right ahead. We'll wait. All right then. Good. Okay. So somebody says, please don't play that song. Y'all just be hating. Y'all just hating. What's wrong? So nobody wanna ride on a big black car? Car. Good morning.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that was fast.
I wanted to add my comment to this morning. Not in one of those ways in which sometimes we call in and we get into big arguments on radio and we get a little bit hype and people miss the essence of what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted just to call in from a rational and reasoning perspective and ask people to bear with me. Now, one of the things when we have spokespersons from the ULP call in that they're never able to articulate is what is the ULP's plan to raise funds for St. Vincent and the Grenadines outside of more loans and more loans. You think about the track record of the ULP over the years, and this is why St. Vincent and the Grenadines have a debt to GDP ratio of 90-odd%. What that simply means is if you work and you earn $100 QG, right, to run your house, $90 out of that goes to people where you owe. So you only have $10 leave back to pay the light bill, pay the rent, pay the, buy the groceries, send the children to school, buy medication. And what that says, when we hear people in Parliament talking about debt to GDP ratio, it makes it sound big and, like something over people's head. But what it simply means is the money we have to pay for all the expenses that we have and to function as a country. And we hear the ULP pundits calling all the time, and they say, oh, CBI this and CBI that. But I challenge any one of them to show us outside of taxing Vincentians more and more a clear plan from the ULP for how they plan to generate revenue. Now, I'm not saying that CBI is a magic bullet, right? But
what they are doing is throwing out the baby with the bathwater. I mean, if you have a commission, and you make investments, people invest in your country, and you have 500, 300, 200, 100, even 50 of them putting in 5 million each. And maybe one out of them turn out not to be the best investor. Are you going to say it was not worth it because one out of the 100 had something questionable outside of them? But the point is this. You put mechanisms in place to ensure or to reduce the instances because people will the world will always have nefarious characters.
Correct.
You understand? There will always be good and bad investors, but you have to ask yourself, do we stay and not take a leap because the chance of one out of every 500 will be bad? Or do we keep a ULP government that has proven with every successive term that they will raise tax? The last tax that the ULP raised on us was the customs excise tax. And we know that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we import most of what we use and consume. So what that means is that every single time you make a purchase, and it's not just at the supermarket, but on your vehicle parts, those that you operate, every single thing, your tires, your parts for your vehicle, the galvanized for your roof, you're rebuilding your home, the cement. I mean, you take the macaroni, the noodles your children love. Every single thing you are paying more for it. And before that, they increase other taxes too. So the ULP has a track record of not doing anything to assist with the cost of living crisis that we are facing in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But they will come on here and they will tell you, oh, CBI is this, and try to demonize it when they are unable to articulate to us one way in which they would raise funds. Because I'll tell you this, the World Bank doesn't lend loans to Ralph or the ULP. They lend to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, so whether it's NDP or ULP, we will continue to get those, right? What the CDB will also continue to provide soft loans to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They don't provide it to Ralph and ULP. They provide it to the country once the conditions are right. So the next time they call in, all I beg them, tell us, considering that you have a debt to GDP ratio of 90-odd%, how on God's earth that they have gotten us in this position do they plan to take us out? Because St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a maxed out credit card. So you have a credit card with you and they borrow next loan to pay next loan. And I'll tell you one of the things that has been resting heavily on me as well, Fugitive, before I wrap up.
Go ahead.
We have seen over and over, and this is why I want Vincentians to pay attention. We have seen over and over in this country where we have several ministries closing down because of poor maintenance. You take us, you have a lot of them moving to new places because of molding. One such example is the Ministry of Fisheries. And I always call out Saboto on it because he has been one who loves to say that back then people used to go to school on shift system. Now you have a whole ministry, a productive sector working on shift system because of poor maintenance and upkeep from his government, right? Then you have a whole lot of community centers and other things that should be productively working like the OWIA fisheries. That is just not working because of poor maintenance. And I want people to consider this, that when the ULP won, it was a relatively new Prime Minister's residence that we had. Yet still, monies were spent to basically refurbish the entire building, millions. E.G. Lynch used to call it the Taj Mahal, you would remember, Fuji. Millions were spent on it. And if we go to the estimate, right, notwithstanding that you can say it was a virtually new building that was moved into, let me tell you the amount of money that was budgeted, right, in 2018 for refurbishing of the Prime Minister's residence. $100,000 in 2018. In 2019, refurbishing of the Prime Minister's residence, $75,000. In 2020, refurbishing of the Prime Minister residence, $50,000. 2021, enhancement of Prime Minister's residence, $75,000. 2022, and you realize this every year he puts money for his comfort and his maintenance, but yet still no money is going to the maintenance of where the public sector workers are, right? So we're in 2021, enhancement of Prime Minister's residence, $75,000. 2022, enhancement of Prime Minister's residence, $75,000. 2023, enhancement of Prime Minister's residence, another $75,000.
No. You're opening up an ants nest there. And
it's in finished 2024. Last year. Enhancement of Prime Minister's residence on the next $75,000. And in this year again, enhancement of the Prime Minister's residence, $65,000.
What kind of works are going on there for all these years?
But Fugitive, what that amounts to is over $500,000 on his direct comfort. But we have molding, having people working on shift systems. Now, what we need to ask ourselves, is this acceptable? Millions were spent on basically rebuilding a new home for the Prime Minister. And in the past years, how could you? What damages could be done to the residents of the Prime Minister so much that between $100,000 and $75,000 every year? Whilst we have sentence out here, UG, who can't afford to send their children to school.
Plus entertainment allowance.
And so when ULP funded call in and they want to talk, their lives are okay. The ULP continues to work for the 3 F's of the ULP. Their friends, their family members, and foreigners. But what do Vincentians have to show for it? And I've outlined to you because a lot of times people call in with just propaganda and stuff already. But we continue to call in with facts. This is not numbers that I make up. You can go to the estimates and see that the monies were indeed budgeted. And if you go to the year after, you will see that it was, and the audit report will reveal how much of it was spent and so forth. But reality is this huge, that over $500,000 on enhancement of the Prime Minister's residence, and we're not even looking at how much is spent on those SUVs. We're not looking at how much is spent on those SUVs that we see him driving around in, right? And so you ask yourself, whose interest does it serve for the ULP to continue to?
Where does the priority lie?
Where does the priority lie?
With the comfort of those who are in power.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg, because if I will call in another time and I will outline to you how many of the offices in Kingston, government buildings that are closed, yet still how many of their friends are renting office spaces to the government, when instead you could do some very basic upgrades to the government building.
And information. Yeah. You gotta bring that soon.
We must ask ourselves, why is it that they want to continue to keep renting those buildings from their friends in Kingston? And a lot, you gotta make this up. Anybody could walk through town right now and count more than 4 government buildings that just lock up, but they have offices rented from their friends. Is it for kickback?
It is, isn't it?
And then people will also tell you that there are wives of those who are renting government places but not paying the rent.
It's a rocket! Lavon!
So,
hey.
I hope that I've given us.
Oh my God! Fiery as usual, Lavon. Thank you for sharing. Hey, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. Oh my God! Who else wanna get inside? Hit us up. We're running out of time. I wanted to go in on. Let me see what the heading says. There's a reason why I left it yesterday, because I was waiting to see what comes out from the press conference that was held yesterday, Monday morning, with the police Somebody calling. Let me punch that in. Good morning.
Morning. I want to say big up Lavon King one time, please and thank you.
Oh, mother.
Because Fugitive, I've been talking about these things by my Facebook page over the years. And the money that she say have been spent at the Prime Minister residence for enhancement. I've posed the question on my Facebook page. You say money spent, but are you sure the money indeed spent? How are you say you spent?
Yeah, well, I would like to see the works that are being done annually.
Which contractor when he contract? Which kind of mahogany wood are you use? Which kind of drapes are you put pan the curtain? Which kind of tiles are you put pan the gun? Because na Ralph money I spend no.
But what kind of
it's
works?
St. Vincent and the gun and these money spending. I ask these questions and Vinci SUs now. The 3 cheerleaders for Vinci SUs now come under me post and say, oh, you pushing propaganda, this and that and the other.
Don't call no name. I know who you mean.
It's 3 cheerleaders in the pam pam and the miniskirt full of red. Cheer them, 3 musketeers, 3 amigos. She donkey about Lavon King also rose a serious point there. Conflict of interest. Friends of the government. Renting to the government. If you pay attention to all the police station, the black squad police house of them in different communities. You go look and see who own the house of them that black squad are rent from.
Not only that.
Fugitive, if you notice, Mr. Fight up on my page and because guess what? Me alone can't fight up Vincent and people know these things. These are not surprises to people that love
They just turn a blind
Everybody
eye.
know them.
They know.
But they sit down and talk. And when me and you, Fugitive, and when me and you talk, and Kensu King can't talk, them are vex.
Yeah.
Them are vex, and let me tell them.
You think the rental, of some of these properties is the issue? Pay attention to who owns some of the businesses that getting some of the contracts.
Yes.
You think it's an easy racket they're running for the brethren?
Conflict of interest, bro. That's why certain people go defend certain things, even though they know it's wrong because they're eating a food and then they turn around and have big Bible in their hand and want to go church Sunday. Some of them want to go church Saturday.
Everybody getting a kickback.
And these are things we have to call out, and these are things we have to say we know what you're doing.
Of course.
And these are things that we're not supposed to accept.
The upsetting part about this is it's our money. It's our money at the end of the day. Why we ain't gonna stand up and defend this man? I mean, come on, like seriously. Bruh. This is our money that is being mismanaged, misused, misspent. It's our money. It's not the government money.
Imagine if 50% of that money that's being misused annually have been properly invested in an industry. Why you think them are do for spite, not pushing agriculture? They go turn around and say today the St. Vincent is the bread basket of the Caribbean. But next week we importing lettuce. Why? Because you have to pay VAT pan lettuce, you have to pay import duty pan lettuce. So it's not within their interest for agriculture.
Hold on, caller. Go ahead, Max.
They go give us this facade that they really wanted to flourish. But if agriculture flourish, that's less tax money that they go use for quote unquote enhancement of the government residents. And that is just one of many instances that them are wash money. Big up,
Alright then, my buddy. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning, Boom family. How are you?
Morning, not too bad. How are you doing?
Not too bad at all myself.
Right,
I just like to talk to the caller before the last about who called out some figures that were budgeted in certain for repairs to the residents of the ministry.
Repairs and enhancement.
Right. If anyone knows how government is run. Now, if the amount is voted this year for a project, for a program, and it's not done,
right,
chances are that program can be brought back again next year. It doesn't mean at the end of 3 years, if X amount was voted this year, X plus 1 the next year, X plus 2. It does not mean that the 75 and the 75 and the 75 be to 25.
So it could mean that the monies are not actually spent.
It could actually mean that what survey it was allocated for, it was not actually done.
Right.
It's like the same thing. You vote for a psychiatrist, you have a vote for a psychiatrist. It's budgeted. The position was not filled in this year. It was not filled in the next year. It was not filled in the following year. 3 years, $100,000 a year, just for argument. At the end of 3 years, that's $300,000 voted. It does not necessarily mean that the $300,000
was actually spent.
Okay, so just bear that in mind.
Okay, good. All right then, good. Thank you very much, caller. Was the actual work being done, or the money is actually spent? That's one question. If not, what happened? All right? If not, what happened? If the money was being allocated, is it that the money was being allocated but it was spent for something else? Why it keeps reoccurring? If it was allocated for in the first year, and it came back the second year, third year, fourth year, 5 year after, something is wrong somewhere along the line. Is it that the money is being allocated but it's spent for something else? That's another question. All right, we got some more coming in. Shady, are we looking with ads? We have some? All right then. Okay, so let me take this one. Good morning, caller.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome.
Tell Max to know, man. Whether friends or family get the contract, they have intention. Please. Yeah, thank you. But Fuji, contracts go over from year to year. They call it repeating. Sometimes they don't have enough money in the budget at the particular year, so it run over to the next year. So the contract will continue again for the following year. It's happened with the roads to the same thing. Yeah. Thank you, Okay,
all right
cool.
then. Okay then, good. Darren, one of these mornings I would love for you to call in. Darren, one of these mornings, don't chime in on the live stream and then you go and you cut out piece and you share on Facebook. I would love for you to call one of these mornings. You heard the questions that I asked. Don't be silly now. All right, don't try to be silly now. Good morning, caller.
Fuji.
Yes, sir. Morning.
Morning, buddy. Morning.
Welcome.
So let's look at that argument that your last caller made. Right? It could have been money that wasn't spent. Why wasn't that included? That statement included in the estimate?
Okay, fair enough.
Right? If you didn't spend it, you come and you make a statement when you do the presentation, and you say, "Listen, this money was allocated, but it was never spent. So we're bringing it back again." But
or it was allocated, but it was used for something else, maybe an emergency.
Well, then this is where you need, and you come and you get your special warrants. No, you're already budgeted for that.
But we know how that going when it comes to special warrants, right?
Right, we know how that goes. Now, you see, when people come on, they only look at things that would justify their point, and they're not looking at it from the other eye. So I want to say, right, that is a view of common sense. Let me put it that way. You can't just come on and argue a point without looking at it from a different perspective, unless you have all the facts. So what that person is doing, I don't know who it is. What they're doing is just trying to justify, right, that the money, right, may have been or may not have been. You see the point? Because they have a narrative. They have a narrative to continue. You understand? You know, I am so impressed with you guys when you host this program, and I'll keep reiterating it every morning.
We appreciate it.
Man, let me tell you something. The information, and like I say, everybody has a responsibility. Everybody, all the citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines have a responsibility to hold their government to account for every cent that they collect from you, legally. Make sure it is well spent. You know what I'm saying?
All we can do is
It
hope.
doesn't matter. Eh?
All we can do is hope.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, if the citizens don't put pressure on government, they continue to do what they do. You understand? Whether it's legal or not, for their own purpose. You, the citizens, have to hold them responsible for their lackluster behavior. It doesn't matter who it is. And I will continue to do that. I don't care who's in power. It's about time citizens start holding their government responsible for how they spend the money they collect from you.
Of course. All
And
right,
stop
then.
giving into the nonsense about party and party and party.
Yes, my brother.
Listen.
All right,
you should have a clear conscience.
Okay, then.
All
right. We're getting ready to shut it down now. Darren, up to yesterday, Pastor said to keep it decent. But you see, when you come with the level of stupidity that you just bring, I keep telling you that's why people just say that you are one of the persons behind Vinci issues and Darren. That's one of the reasons why people would always say that you are behind. It's the same level of stupidity that you get from Vinci issues as the same level of stupidity that you bring in. Yeah? Because you must have known that this same information about the spending, about what was being allocated and what was misspent, it came out in the audit. But you would want to come here and play dumb and play dotish that you don't know. Just because your mission is to fool and bamboozle the minds of Vincentians. Listen, Shady, play it up. Let me take this one. Okay, I have it. Frank, hold on. Second one. 1 second, Frank. Hold on. Give me the top, and let's go.
Vinci, feel that power. The road is calling.
Oh, let me make some noise right now for my play.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone can put fire back in the city.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Masses Live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 1069. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet.
OMG in the morning.
Ladies, where you going?
Turning it up this morning.
What's the on foot? No.
Okay, we had this caller holding. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Welcome, my brother. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Welcome.
I gotta say, I listened to Miss Piaro there, and she did an excellent job. The thing is, more of their talk show hosts need to concentrate on things like that. They got to zero in on things like that. But here's something, my friend. Let me give you I hear you all talking for a number of days about who benefiting from who is in power and so on and so on and so on. Now, let me give you my history, okay? During the referendum, me, Frank De Silva, was labeled as an IT specialist. And I can't remember the exact sum that I got to do work on the referendum. However, it failed. I was still rewarded, doing stuff. After the referendum, I was offered a scholarship. Let me hope I'm saying this right. Azerbaijan. But if you're a single man, you can't go there. You have to get married in order to go there to get this scholarship. I hope I'm teaching people. They didn't know that.
Well, that's a first. I never knew that.
Yes, you have to get married. They're not taking no single men over there for no schooling. I went there and I completed something. However, well, since my wife was not really a volunteer, it was a compulsory thing, she didn't quite complete it. After that, I was assigned some special job in New York. And the New York Post referred to me as a thug in a suit. Because of the outrage, I was recalled to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And because it was so heated, you couldn't just bring me back from New York and stick me in something big and up front again. Could you? That would not be very smart, would it?
Well, no.
But
look at kind of way.
Yes, you have to ease it in, let it thing cool down first, and then find him on something. Anyway, some of my relatives said Julian Francis didn't like me and that he threw me under the bus. I ain't guessing. When I talk, I am quoting. My relatives did that. The thing continues, and then before you could blink 2 times, I'm off again to study to be a lawyer. Now, let me ask you all a question. You all expect me to be ungrateful? Good day, fellas.
Fair enough.
Good day.
Hey, I was slow with catching on to it. Eventually, I caught on to it. Frank is a sneaky fella. Hey, good morning. Who else want to get inside? And there we, okay, let me grab this one quickly and then we go. Let me see, it's inside 9 o'clock. Welcome officially inside 9 o'clock. Good morning.
Morning, me again, Fugitive. I want to explain something to people because obviously they don't understand. Conflict of interest is fugitive. If you as a police officer, you work as a public servant, me and you as family member, right? You go to the police commissioner and say, the police go to the police commissioner and say, police commissioner, my cousin Max Walker have a house close to part the police station is, but the police station need renovation. And Max could rent the house. The fact that you, and if Shady have a house right next to my house, he will go give him a bill. And Shady house is my house.
Max, your signal dipping, Max.
Oh, them a try sabotage you thing. You hear me now?
Well, I hearing you there.
You hear me now?
I hearing you there now.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, if Shady have a house next to my house and Shady don't have nobody who are police here, who here and them a family, Shady don't have nobody who could go tell the police commissioner rent the house here from me. But Shady house cheaper than my house. But because me and you are family and you have an influence to influence the police commissioner for rent my house because me and me are family. You see what I'm saying? That is conflict of interest. That's give me an unfair advantage to get any contract from the government over Shady who not have nobody. So if you have a family or friends who is a public servant who could potentially influence the decision, that is what me talking about. Yes, all of you have intention, but you don't want nobody no unfair advantage over no next body.
It ain't
that's why in
supposed
certain
to be.
places.
It's not supposed to be.
Yes, that's why exactly. That's why in certain positions, if you is a family member to somebody who is a public servant, you can't bid on certain jobs because you go get the unfair advantage. If my daughter come versus your daughter, Fugitive, who are go get what now? My daughter over your daughter?
It's human nature.
Human, and that is what we're trying to.
That is what we're trying to.
But that is what we're trying to eradicate out of society and give fairness. So when people come and talk about Vincent and this, Vincent and that. Secondly, if the money go over from last year to this year, for example, the government, the prime minister enhancement. You ever hear anybody talk about surplus money left over in a budget? You ever hear surplus money left over in a budget argument?
I think Darren responding with the foolishness. He is. Remember, they are afraid to accept what came out in the audit report. Yeah? They are afraid. So that response from Darren, I know he go and edit it out and put it and try to take a run with the bald head peacock later on today. But that's all right. All they have to do is go to the audit report and they would find whatever information they're looking for. Because they figure we come and we're making up things.
But it's their information that we're using. Them they give you information. Where information come from them, they give you information, then they want to come give you 2468 and then want to come tell us 1357.
My body.
Come on, man, don't insult our intelligence. We better than that.
All right.
Now you done, you say how you believe in God and how you love God. And what would Jesus do? I say a Christian.
Okay. Hold on, caller. All right then. Pick up yourself, my buddy. Manners. We going again. Truth Seeker, let me take this one on the direct line who I have holding, and after that, we'll take your call. All right. After Truth Seeker, then we go to the ads. We kind of running behind on the ads. Good morning.
All right. I will be short. Morning.
Morning, welcome.
I hope we good pundit Ian Marshall listening to the call a while ago there. I hope he was listening.
How you know he was making reference to Ian Marshall?
Hello? I did not say that.
You said you hope he is listening. He was listening.
I hope he was listening.
For what reason?
I just hope that he wasn't listening so he could be educated as how we were educated.
All right.
Just a while ago.
Fair enough. All right then, my buddy. Thank you very much. That's that one there, and then we bring in Truth Seeker in the morning, and then we go pay some bills. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome,
good morning,
welcome,
Fuji.
welcome.
Good morning to Shady, my friend.
Boy, listen,
And good morning
I burst a sweat by just taking calls up inside in the morning time. I ain't lying for you. Jeez.
I wish Frank well. I'm not too sure if he's under the weather, but I want to wish him well. I don't always agree with everything that he stands for or he says.
Me neither.
I wish him well, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in response to what he just said, I wish Shady would have played Zionai's new Calypso. We know who you mean, but I'm not gonna cast aspersions on anybody. I'm not gonna engage in personalities.
No, we're not.
But Max was making a point just now, and I think we should focus what Max said within what we are discussing this morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, my workplace is a little bit but there is something called a spoil system or a patronage system in politics. It's where a government rewards its supporters with influential jobs and positions and so on and so forth.
Kickbacks down again. And...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The gravy train.
Exactly. An extension to that is what we call a sinecure, SINECURE, which is a position that is specifically created where the person is practically doing nothing, but they're collecting the big bucks.
You mean like the deputy prime minister, for example? Hey, go ahead. Don't mind me. That's the devil. That's the devil. That was the devil. You know, every now and again, the devil would chip in.
Fuji, to put the cherry on top of that question that you just asked, ask him a relevant question about anything in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and trust me, the answer that he would give you, I would only describe it as the ensuing of hilarity. Remember, what can us do? And this is a fundamental question that we have to ask ourselves in this election year. What can us do?
What can us do?
What can us do? Because we are in an untenable situation in so many different ways. What can us do? But thank you. That's just and permit me. My grandmother is celebrating her 90th birthday today, so happy birthday to
What's
you,
her
Granny.
name? What's her name? What's her name?
Her name is Irina Young, and she resides in Leo.
Okay. Happy birthday to her.
Yes.
90.
Yes. Thank you.
All right,
Thank
then.
you. Thank you.
You very much
The only
sharing.
woman in my life who never disappointed me, Fuji.
I like that. Happy birthday, Granny.
Thank
Granny
you. Thank you,
Irene
Fuji.
down there in Leo.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
everybody. Thank you very much for calling and sharing as well. We got some commercials. Remember, it's coming up, and we are ensuring that you are ready for I Love Rum on Tuesday, July 1st. We are ensuring that you are ready for Rise Soca on Wednesday, July 9th inside Victoria Park. We are ensuring that we get you inside all the fests, all the events that are happening. Juve morning with Country Mates Tongue. Monday in the afternoon with Rebellion Mass. Listen, we got you. We also giving you an opportunity to win a smartphone compliments Digicel. We're gonna make that announcement next week, Friday, right here inside the concert series on OMG. All you gotta do. In the meantime, top up and activate a 5-day plan or more. Easy as that. Make sure that you are tuned in always. So boom, I realize that we have some new listeners that came on. I think Pat is her name. She says she's listening for the very first time and she's loving it. Welcome, Pat. Big ups to the listeners down in North Leeward as well. I hear you. I see the messages as well. Thank you for chiming in. Let's go pay some bills and we come right back.
Party done. The things I'm done.
Let's go! Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right out the curve?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all.
1069.
You're watching IKTV, Channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. High Rune next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Anytime I try to leave, they call me back. Some people don't say I old, however they call me back. I tell them I'm going home, but they calling me back. And they blowing up my phone, because they want me again, again, again. I hear them calling again, again, again. I said they want me again, 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 yeah. Again, again, for real, yeah. Again, again, again. I hear them calling again, again, again. For me performing again, 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 yeah. Again, again, again. And I hear them shouting, come back, fire, come back, fire, come back, fire. Oh lad, oh lad, come back, fire, come back, fire, come back, fire.
Right now the party start, I said the party start. We not going home because the party start, I said the party start. It's carnival in the road, get up and let we go. Biggest squad in the show, everybody don't know, don't mess with my team. The party shell down, Lord, don't mess with my team. When we drinking, girl, we whining on. She could have slim or fatter, doesn't really matter. All the meat in the lobster tail, bend over, slap that bumper. Wind up tic-tac, you know your body proper. From we touch the party start, mash up the place. That's what we do. Drink all the rum, that's what we do. Watch the girl them whining, I'm whining too. Flags up the two, flags up the two, me and the crew. Cause we not leaving no carnival, we not leaving no juve. We not leaving no wine up session, we not leaving no party. We not leaving no carnival, we not leaving no juve. We not leaving no wine up session.
What a wonderful feeling. We're gonna have a good time. What a wonderful feeling.
What's this one? I don't know this one. Riva? What's Riva?
Police. She did the police band.
Oh, nice. Alright, let's take one from Riva. And then we go inside back to the telephone lines after this. This is Riva.
A wonderful feeling.
Nice though.
To have some blast.
Big up Riva.
We jumping up in the July sun. In me costume and a winding down. This is how we play with mass. This is how we play with mass. This is how we play on the road we day. This is how we play, yeah. Carnival.
Carnival. Carnival.
Come and we wear something. Carnival.
I wonder if she would be given time off to play a mass boy. That song. Waiting. Artists who are police officers, are they given time off during carnival? Or they are to shop for work? Because you know they come out in the numbers. They hardly give vacation during carnival time to police officers. But this is a nice song. Acting Commissioner Williams, this is a nice song that needs to be on the road. Justice for Riva. Riva need time off for carnival. The police say no sexual harassment, no expletives from DJ Shady during Vincy Mass. It will not be tolerated. Put that in all your pipe and smoke it. Some people kicking up against it, but it is what it is. Time to clean up the carnival. Next year they're gonna say no bikinis in the carnival. Only long frock. Morning caller, sorry.
Yes, big jeans, long tights, moo. Yes.
Oh
yes. Yes.
God.
You and Shady go keep eye on all the console.
Yeah, I know, right on.
Yeah? Yeah.
What you trying to do?
Yeah.
So now the carnival will be kept in the church.
Listen to me, man. Your grandmother, my grandmother, our great grandparents have 15 and 20 children with them mumus. We feel this is.
Oh my God.
Eh? They didn't wear no bikini. What is this? Eh?
Times and seasons change, so yeah, we will evolve from one thing to the next.
That is it. Yeah. You sound like the Darren Grant for them. You sound like them. Eh? I know you would have do that. You song just like them. Different what is yours, man. Different way like. Eh?
I walk straight into that.
Thank you. I know I didn't see it.
Hey, what about
I'm good, brother. There's a reason why. There's a quote that says, "Patriotism is the final hiding place of scoundrels."
Say that. What?
Let me say that again. Patriotism is the final hiding place of scoundrels. Yeah, that is from a philosopher, yeah, and also
that's an interesting
philosophy. Yes. No. You ever wondered why integrity legislation wasn't enacted in St. Vincent?
I have my own reasons as to why.
All right, and why we don't have an integrity board?
Well, I mean, most of what I might think is just opinionated anyways.
Right.
It probably ain't even matter.
Well, I believe so too. But you see, some opinions are based on facts. You see what I'm saying? Thank you. So, let me start here before I go to Sian. You know me, I go for Sian, but before I go there, just a while ago, an issue arose where Lavon read some numbers.
Oh.
And two people were quick to call. And they said, but even though we don't know who got the contracts or whatever, even though they are friends and family, they have intentions. Stick a pin right there. And that is why I said patriotism is the final hiding place of scoundrels. There's part one. Then number two, the other person say, but I read it there and actually said it here on the live. He said, but you work in the public service so long and they don't know how it works.
Like if I don't know.
And somebody said, remember, even though it is in there, the money used. But a good question was asked just now by Max. Where he asked, you hear about any surplus money in the budget?
Okay.
So when he wants to, and I had that very thing in mind, and I said, Max, read me mind. Because you're not hearing about no surplus money or whatever. So then it means the money was used.
It was used over and over and over and over.
But that's the point.
It was used.
And my thing is, Fuji, at the end of the day, who budgets to be doing renovations on a house every year?
Every year.
I don't care whether the money was used or not. Who budgets for renovations every damn year?
Yeah, but I mean, what kind of galavan thing they have going on there?
That's my point. That is my point. But do you remember how much it had cost Vincent to fix one nail hole in the roof of that house?
No.
It was over $50,000 to fix one nail hole in the roof. One nail hole. Yeah? No. No. The thing is that when the run come and tell you, oh, but all of Vincent, yes, it's true.
Everybody
but
wants food.
Exactly, but there's a reason why in international countries and even right around the region here, right in Grenada Day, just take a boat, go down Grenada Day, go just run over Barbados Day. They have integrity legislation and integrity board. We also do have laws here pertaining to such, But sometimes they are kicked over by the very people in Parliament. Case in point.
We have a number of politicians who are millionaires of a politician salary here in St.
Case in point, Case in point.
No questions asked.
Case in point. You remember when there was supposed to be an ECCB project? When Bali and Bali, who had the lowest bid, was overlooked, and they took the matter to them.
Right.
And the loan, and it was pulled back. The project was pulled back. You know what was said by Julian Francis, Minister of Works, at the time in Parliament? And this is not me making this up. This is not me trying to paint something. This is what he said, not on a radio program, not in a conversation privately, but this is what he said in Parliament. Boldly, bravely, bold-facedly said, you see that project there? They could pull back all they want. We will go into the consolidated fund and give who we want. And we will bypass the tenders board, a legal entity that is set up to fight against the very corruption and nepotism that we talk about. And he said, we will do it, and we will do it again because we do it before. Let Darren and the rest of them who are so patriotic come and talk about that.
Would never.
Yeah?
Would never.
They are so patriotic, Fuji, along with Sian, that up to today, and I'm not going to let it go, I'm going to be like a broken record. Till now, not a single one of them has said anything about the audit.
I know, right? Oh my God.
Not a single one of them.
They're going on
They could come and jump and try to, remember they have to make strumming, right? So they're happy to could come and say, oh, because they think that will take away from what we are seeing. When they come and say, oh, but all of we have intention, oh, me think you know how the system works. They could jump on something like that. Because they are accustomed to using things to divert people's attention. But then I divert this one, I will be like a broken record on them. So when Sian come and talk about corruption this morning, that's the only thing me hold on this morning.
You see, I think what they, and it is evident that what they're doing, they're trying to build up as much momentum as possible around this.
They can't. They can't. They already lost the battle.
To distract.
They have lost the battle.
I think the mission is just really to distract the reality.
Yeah, but they have lost the battle. They have lost the battle and the debate. Listen. When Sian mentioned this morning about corruption in the CBI program, I said, but Sian, isn't it even more applicable to talk about corruption, and corruption could be even more right when one person is the only entity who is giving citizenship.
The beginning
and then
the
when
ending,
he said,
the alpha and the omega.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
And then you don't have any person overlooking, and when he talks, it's done. And the thing is that at the end of the day, Cian mentioned something very interesting, where he said the CBI program is where persons, they don't even have to live in the country or visit the country. They just buy a passport. And I say, Cian, but Ames not believe it. Why is not believe it?
All right.
And the persons they caught on more than one occasion in international waters, in drug busts, with Vincentian passports, they not live here. Because they can't even speak English. They can't even point you in the direction of St. Vincent, but they have it. How?
They have it.
And don't forget, I will never forget, and people could try to talk all they want, over how much thousands of passports after Canada imposed visa ban on us. Don't forget that were burnt. Why? Let them talk about the amount of bought papers that were found in the river up North River up South North River Road there.
I'm still upset with that situation. What did ever become of that boy? We never did.
But that is my point. So all of these things, and they talk in corruption. But here's the part where I say I talk about scoundrels. Because now, when Mr. come and talk about, everybody have been sanctioned. Brother, most of you live in countries where as long as you are a minister or somebody, a public figure with any kind of influence, your family, your mommy, your nene, your sissy, your body, your son cannot get a public contract. Can't. Unlike here in St. Vincent, where we see persons, wives, and so forth doing all kind of interior decorations because they got the contract from government. Yeah? And what is interesting to all of these people who like to talk about colonial this and colonial that, is interesting that sometimes even the head honcho and all of them have properties in these very countries. I wonder why and how. So on one end, they're telling you, hey, what? Now eat a food day. That they will give you belly hot in.
Yeah.
But on the back end, they're plate full. They're plate full. And people sit down. People here sit down who can't, even when Christmas come, buy a 4 gallon of paint to paint the house. Who can't get some material unless they get a handout or somebody who then don't give them a handout to do their roof. Sit down and think it's okay to hear year on year thousands of dollars to the tune of $250,000 in play for the comfort of the Prime Minister only. Which brings me back to something. Remember the other candy man, the jumping up and down how Terence wicked, because Terence look for his house to be repaired. So Terence should look for his house to be repaired, but Ralph for them should be looking for budgeted money every year for their comfort. $750,000 allocated to one office. And guess for what now? Not for nothing else but an entertainment alone.
Entertainment, my buddy.
But some of them,
entertainment in St. Vincent expensive too. Let's be honest, entertainment in St. Vincent expensive.
Like, but $750,000 a year expensive, Fuji? Oh God, man. So if I Fuji put there and see Steve Duran Grant saying something that bites on my foot. Start him quick. Because here's the thing, my brother. People sit down here. And again, you see, I tell you how these people are. Let them quote from the poverty assessment report. Let them quote from the audits. Let them show how people are. And I will go back to something Jomo said. We now have pockets of poverty, a lake.
Lakes right now, brethren, lakes.
You see it? And people still sit down.
Butterfly, everything.
Brother, and people still sit down and believe that these people deserve what they're getting off of their backs,
But you know what's worrying with all of this? All these things are out there
They are out there
for all Vincentians, whether you're living here at home or abroad, to see. But for whatever reason, conveniently we choose a blind eye and we play
That's
dumb
it.
and we play dirtish conveniently because of what?
And what conveniently. And guess what now? People are willing to stay in suffering to protect these very people who care nothing about them, because when they done their money now, show banks and they gone. And as you said just now, they come millionaires off of a minister's salary. People are looking at that.
So many millionaires we have as politicians sitting in parliament right now, brethren. Millionaires. And we here struggling. We here, and that's it. And you stand up and you speak about these things, and people think, oh, you don't like this and you don't like that. And it's our money.
But there you go. And before I go, Fuji, they are so patriotic that they will sit down and encourage, one, the rewarding of corruption, because they know their very own cronies them. Their very own cronies, they know these people. They know the kind of corruption they are involved in. It's not hidden. It's in the public, and they get benefits. A matter of fact, they get promotion. They get bigger titles. And on the back end now, you will never hear them patriotically talk about the people who they know are being victimized. Instead, they will say no victimization now happen. But I have a challenge for every one of them. I dare Derangan, I dare Cian Marsha, them two especially, and Augustine Ferdinand. Since victimization not in St. Vincent, I dare any of the three of them to take up that audit report there and comment on it. And ask the pertinent questions as a Vincentian, as a patriotic Vincentian, about exactly where those monies have gone. Do it publicly. Not in the private conversation. Do it publicly. Come on the radio like here now and do it publicly. I challenge any one of them. Have a good morning, brother.
All right then, my buddy. That's gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and stand by. Pastor Richards would be jumping in anytime now. Let me see. Look, Kami. Welcome, Kami. It says, let me see. Darren Grant, Joel is just being, Joel there is me, right? Is being disingenuous here. He is fully aware how the system works. Of course I know how the system works. How it works does not serve his narrative. You see, the thing is, that is not it. But you go down further and you answer your own self. He knows his public servants are the one who asks for the money and spend the money, and not any minister of government. He knows ultimately the permanent secretary of each ministry are the ones, or is the one responsible for the day-to-day operations and the accountability of the government and the spending. Kami, they are the same one who shared with us via the audit report how all these monies are being misspent and mismanaged. I want adding another M, misappropriated. Of course I know how it works. You know how it works as well. And like you rightfully said, yes, it is the PS and the minister in charge of the ministry, the respective ministry. Kami, they are the same ones via the audit report who came at, we're not the ones who writing in financing, the way in which monies are being spent with pencil, you know. We're not the ones, but they are the ones via the audit report who came and said to us, a lot of discrepancies are going on in just about every single ministry. Every single one of them coming. So don't think that I am here being coy to the whole thing. I am fully aware. But what do I do when all these kind of info, and I would love for you all. Dak is back already. Oh yeah, Dak is backstage. I would love for you all one of these days just go in a little bit on the audit report coming. That's all. Let's end it there. Let's go with Dak. Dak is on the inside. Let me push that up.
Let's check in with the doc and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
It's time to look at things with a wide lens. Let's welcome Pastor Richards.
Morning, family.
And fiery, sorry for the extra seconds that I took up.
That's all right. You all always give it back to me. But something. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Welcome.
Listen, something that I think is affecting a lot of people. How should I say this? It has come to my attention, and I am hearing it a lot. when I do counseling, I sit and counsel with people. I'm hearing it a lot. People are.
I need counseling.
Are you not? Are you a narcissist? Let me ask you. Has anyone ever
No,
called you?
no.
Would ever call you a
Yes,
narcissist?
yes. Some time ago. Yes, many years ago. Many years ago.
Are you a narcissist?
I don't think so.
I have never heard a narcissist.
I don't subscribe to the character traits of a narcissistic
How do you
individual.
know? I've never heard a narcissist say I'm a narcissist.
That's true.
30 years of doing this. I've never heard a narcissist. And that's a problem. I'm going to unpack it a little bit in the time I have, because I have a lot of people come and say, my boss, I can't, he's a narcissist. I get that. Or my leader is a narcissist. My wife, boy, pastor, I am out. And the frustrated people, people come, my husband, my boyfriend, he is a narcissist. And the way they say it, and I have to listen to all of this. And maybe somebody out there listening to me, you're thinking that you are relating to someone, whether in an intimate relationship, a platonic relationship, employer-employee, you're in an organization and there's certain people on the board and they're so very, they're narcissistic. I think people have learned the word and they're using the word big time. I don't know if people know when somebody is a narcissist. Like, for example, man, they want all the attention. He's a narcissist. Or he's so manipulative. He's a narcissist. Or she's always about herself and wants special favor and special treatment. She has to be a narcissist. Now, like I have done, because from time to time I come on and I do personality disorders. I just share a little bit about them, and in the same way that I say whether it is antisocial personality disorder or mood disorder or whatever disorder, you have to be very careful. There are a number of symptoms that are associated with the disorder, and some are, the word that I want to use here is comorbid, meaning that sometimes if it is anti-personality, it might have an association or comorbidity with ADHD, or it might have a comorbidity with APD, which is what I'm dealing with here. So how do you know for sure? Be very careful, because you might be malappropriate. Well, you might be mislabeling someone as a narcissist when they're not a narcissist. It might be something else. So here's a safe guide. There are a number of clusters of, or there are a number of symptoms, traits that narcissists would demonstrate that would indicate the possible you present as having NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. So how do you know when one presents as having NPD? Look at the traits. Look. Okay. For example, hold back up. Let me say this. Don't look for 1, 2, or 3. If I give you about 15 possible traits, look for a cluster of about 6, 7 of them. And if you see, boy, yeah, and then boy, yeah, and boy, yeah, then you say possibly NPD. So listen up. If your boyfriend, if the wife, or if they always about wanting attention, or they want people to admire them, that's 2 right there, right? Or and here's one that I get a lot. Pastor, he didn't care about my feelings, whether it's your boss, your boyfriend, or your lover, your husband. He's all about his everything, how it affects him. But he does not, or she does not pay attention to how things affect me. No, that's a warning sign, huh? It does not necessarily mean that they're narcissists, but if it is clustered with others, they feel like they're the most important. High sense of importance, or they just want every day. They put on a shirt, they want to be admired. They bring home this or that, you have to admire them for everything. Just constant. It is unhealthy. Or every minute, special treatment at the office. Your boss wants special treatment, or someone wants special treatment or privileges. That kind. When you start seeing how many I have there, about 8. When you start seeing a good constellation of that, then you realize, boy, we might have NPD here. This one too. Not only is a narcissist unable to empathize with others and to care about their feeling, but very often they are critical, always critical. They don't give you any praise. You could do the world of good, and there's the slightest morsel of something that is not up to their standard, you are likely to hear they're just criticizing all the time, and they're condescending, they're looking down on you. Then a narcissist does not big up others. A narcissist consumes the room, and he is or she is the most important person in the room, and everything that is said in that room must be about them. So they look down on others. Sometimes even when they don't use demeaning statements, you can tell that they don't think much of other people. They're all up in themselves. They're all concerned about themselves, and they expect all kind of favor. What I find to with them, how many I have there? About 12 so far. What I find there about them is that they're always envious. If you get a promotion, if you get buy a vehicle or something, they're always looking for things to happen for them, and they can't celebrate when it is happening for others. And even if they don't say it out loud, which they have difficulty not saying it out loud, inwardly they're jealous and envious. They walk about with an air of, here's the word I'm going to use, arrogance. Oh gosh, narcissists, especially those that are clinical, which means that they need some excessive treatment. They are as arrogant as all get out. They're the best, thing since sliced bread. Yeah, the best Vincentian to ever walk the face of the earth, the best husband you would ever have, the best wife, the best cook, everything. So, and when you can't, I think I have some people listening now. When you can't dot their I's and when you can't cross their T's, they are so impatient with you and get angry when they don't get their own way. And then the other thing that I noticed with them is blame shift. They don't ever take the blame for anything. They're very, very good at shifting the blame to you. All right. So they're not, they're so good that they can't do any wrong. So that's narcissistic behavior. So if you find that you have someone in your life that has this kind of tendencies and these kind of clusters, then it's possible that is NPD. Let me recap some of the main ones that I hear, whether it is wives or husbands or people talking to me about. Let me recap some of the main ones. Number one, they don't have the ability to connect with the feelings of other people. So pay attention to that. Then they are very critical and condescending. So no matter how much good you do, they're going to criticize, and they're going to be condescending. And then the third thing that I think jumps out here that you want to pay attention to, if they're shifting blame, if they can't be culpable and say, look, mea culpa, I am responsible for that, I take the blame for that, but they're always explaining away things that they do wrong, and not only explaining away things that they do wrong, but they shift the blame to other people. You might be dealing with a narcissist. And if you're dealing with a narcissist, again, you notice quite a number of these pertains to the individual you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a narcissist, it is very toxic. Very, very toxic, because they can, is it like if you're stifling, you're under the water, you're stifling, you can't breathe. In the relationship, you can't breathe. You cannot breathe because they're so controlling. It's like you're choking in the relationship. Particularly, narcissists are very, very good at gaslighting. Gaslighting means that they shift reality. They make you doubt yourself. They will create a you that does not exist and tell you that is you. And the thing about it, because of there's the codependency that comes with it, there are a number of people who are with narcissists that have become codependent in the sense that they buy into the gaslighting, and what the narcissists say about them, they kind of adapt to become that. Very, very dangerous, very toxic. You're poisoning yourself if you are in a relationship with a narcissist. You're choking yourself, you're drowning yourself because of the erosion of you, your self worth. No one who is with a narcissist, especially one who is at the clinical extreme, no one who is with a narcissist can achieve their true sense of self worth. You are with a narcissist, take it for granted, whether it is in your office or wherever, in your relationship, on your organization. Take it. Take this. Your self worth is going to be eroded just being around that narcissist. You develop a lot of side effects, anxiety, depression, and other depression related disorders. So, what I'm saying here, number one, recognize if the person is actually a narcissist. Recognize that. And then be aware of how this is impacting you. And then how much time do I have? All right, the last thing I would say, because some of the people that I see actually do deal with narcissists, but not everyone who tells me my boyfriend, my husband, my wife, my boss, my leader is a narcissist. Not all of them are right. But in the event that, and I don't know that I didn't give you a proper diagnostic tool, to be honest. Those of you who have access to the DSM-5 or DSM-6, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, from which I get a lot of this information, you can check it out and see, do your own self-evaluation as to if you are with a narcissist. But if you determine, okay, out of these 14 different traits that I mentioned today, this guy that I am with, he has 6 of these. He doesn't care about me. He wants all the attention. He gets angry if I don't do what he wants. He erodes my self-worth and stuff like that. He kind of gaslights me and he shifts the blame all the time. And you see all of that, you might be with a narcissist. So here's what you have to do. Number one, and listen to this part of what I'm going to share and then I'm done. You have to understand narcissism. And it is labeled in the DSM, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for counselors like myself. It is labeled as a personality disorder. It is something going on in their personality, and it is a disorder. A fugitive. Nobody wakes up and yeah. Listen, nobody wakes up and decides, I think I like being a narcissist. I want to be a narcissist. Nobody decides, I'm going into a relationship, I'm going to set out to be a narcissist. Narcissists don't make themselves narcissists. And that's the first thing you have to understand. Narcissism lies in part in some genetics, in how you were raised as a child, that in part, but the large part of narcissism has to do with brain functioning and chemical functioning within your system that you don't have any control over. You don't have any control over how your brain fires, how it operates, and all that. You don't have any control. So it's a disorder that you didn't bring on yourself. So that's the first thing you have to decide and kind of deal with when you're handling narcissists, because the narrative about narcissists is so negative and the hatred for narcissists is out there. From the time you label somebody a narcissist, you are a narcissist, this, that. Do you ever stop to consider they didn't bring it on themselves? It's a personality disorder. So let that affect how you deal with narcissists. We like to label them, blame them, cuss them out, but move with your narcissistic self. It is a personality disorder. And the thing that you have to do, here's a second tip: avoid trying to change them. If your husband is indeed a narcissist, you can't change him. He didn't make himself this way. And so you don't try, you frustrate yourself trying to change them. All right. And then the thing that you have to do, very, very important that you do, and I help people with this: don't get subsumed into the vortex of emotions. When you're dealing with a narcissist, is enough emotions going down there. because he or she, they get angry, they get upset, they lash out, they catch feelings easy. If you don't dot their I's and cross it, don't get into the emotional back and forth with them. That's a mistake. Huh? Don't get angry and cry and rage and this and that. No. Just stay with the facts and stay calm, all right? And don't you take their behavior personally. It gonna hurt you. I know it's hurting you. I know it's damaging to you. It's affecting your mood. But it's not that they set out to do it anyway. It's a disorder that they have. And this is...
So then what do you do first?
Where?
So then what do you do?
Well, I come in there. But you have to... You see, I'm laying it back. People don't... That's the main problem with dealing with narcissists. People don't realize that the man has a disorder. Or people don't realize that the woman has a disorder. Okay, they just think, the way people respond to them is, you just decided to do that for yourself. You want to be a narcissist with your nasty self. No, it's not that. You're dealing with a disorder. So one of the things that you do to answer your question, Fugitive, one of the things that you can try doing without trying to change them, especially if you are in a relationship that is a committed relationship, like a marriage, it's not easy to get out of that. So you tell the person time and again, this is how your behavior affected me. Just sit down calmly, not emotions. Just say, hey honey, when you said this, that's how it affected me. Or when you did this, or when you asked this of me, I just want you to know that this is how I feel about it. All right? Don't put in any emotion, and don't be accusatory. Don't be accusing, because narcissists don't know they are narcissist, and you're begging for a fight, not physical, but you're begging for a back and forth. They're going to be very defensive. Who you calling narcissist? And don't do that. Narcissists do not know they're narcissists. It's a waste of time to tell them that. All right. So rather than tell them and point to them and blame them, just say, this is how it affects me, and let them know how things are affecting you. And then focus on, hey, what you could have done is you could have done this and this and this, very calmly, but don't blame, because you won't get anyway. Don't accuse, because you won't get anywhere. And the other thing that you can do, you can be, as much as possible, although this is difficult, you can set boundaries, things that they could ask you to do, but things that your boss, for example, could ask you to do, but some things that they can't ask you to do, or your boyfriend or your wife, things that they can expect of you reasonably, and things that you're like, nah, I ain't doing that. Okay, so you set boundaries. Remember this, a very good tip: keep calm. The man ain't know he's a narcissist. She ain't know she's a narcissist. Just keep calm, and as much as possible, what I try, I'm very careful in giving this advice, but it's helpful. Build alternative healthy system. For example, if you have a boyfriend and he's a narcissist, don't go out there and build a support system with another guy. That's not a healthy support system. But have a set of girlfriends around you that you could talk with, and they can be a support of understanding and all of that. So you will need an external alternate support system, but not one that will challenge the man, or not one that will challenge the woman. So I give that one with a pinch of salt. Be very guarded as to how you build your support system, but you would need it. The last 2 points I think are very telling. Get help for the person where possible. And I say where possible because I don't know of a lot of people. Narcissism, a lot of it is talk therapy, which is a sub branch of what we call cognitive behavioral therapy. So talk therapy with a narcissist, that works to a certain extent. But who is in St. Vincent, who is equipped and prepared to, execute that? So it's hard to find help for narcissists here in St. Vincent, given what the main treatment is. Sometimes, depending on the identification and the diagnosis, there might be something chemical that can be given. But again, who in St. Vincent? So there's not much help available. So here's the thing, and this is going to be my last point. Because of the toxicity that comes with narcissism, in places where you can move on, decide when the time has come to move on. For example, if it's from a job, it might be done. If it's from a situation, it can be done. If it's from an organization, it can be done. But I have found that when it occurs in families, it's really hard to move on. If your father is a narcissist, how you gonna move on from him? You might want to set some boundaries, but if your wife is a narcissist, how you gonna move on? Mm-hmm. But if your boyfriend is a narcissist, you could put, especially boy, because he's not going to get help, and it's only going to get worse. So you're not sure that you want to get into a long-term marriage relationship when the man is a narcissist. It might be wise. I don't want to mash up anybody's relationship. But it might be wise to consider, boy, I think I need to move on. And there's some things that you can move on from. Some of you are in employment where people around you just sick out narcissists in the sense that it's clinical, and they can't help it. I keep saying they can't help it, so don't blame them, don't look down on them, don't spit on them. But it's a disorder, so they're kind of not well. They're not well. You might want to move on because not much help is available for them. So I hope my program this morning was a little. I get a lot of this, and I figure I can do something general because
we're getting a lot of good feedbacks this morning.
Yeah.
Oftentimes we do, not all the time, but oftentimes we do, like this morning.
Very good. I hope I was helpful to you all.
Yes, indeed you were.
Have yourself a great day. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Richards. Until tomorrow. Take good care.
All right.
Yeah, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to shut it down. I just need to share something with you before we leave. Just have to remind you. Let me scroll up for a little bit. Okay, the Rise Road Show will be pulling up in full force. We're hitting the Leeward side on June 21st. That sounds like Saturday. Yeah, June 21st, we'll be coming up the Leeward course, and on the Windward side on the 28th, and we're outside with Rise merch giveaways. We're coming. Get ready for mad vibes, live energy, and pure bacchanal on the streets. All right, Leeward on the 21st, and the Windward side on the 28th. Don't forget the big show is coming up on Wednesday, July 9th in Victoria Park. Tickets right now starting at $100. That's general admission, and VIP tickets, all inclusive, only $400. All right, let's get it, Rise family. Rise Roadshow, Vincy Mas 2025, the Windward and Leeward takeover. Rise with us. Get yourselves ready for that. Don't forget, I Love Rum is coming on July 1st inside the cruise ship terminal. And remember, keep it locked inside to Boom 1069 inside our Carnival concert series this coming Friday morning. We're giving you an opportunity to win a smartphone compliments Digicel, but you must be tuned in, you must be locked in, and you must top up and activate a Digicel 5-day plan or more. And just like that, you're well on your way. Top up, activate with Digicel, a 5-day plan or more, and you're well on your way to getting a chance to win. That announcement will be made on the 27th, which is next week, Friday, right here, OMG, Friday morning inside the Carnival concert series. Pair 1 this afternoon, OMG, remember, 3 times the Bacchanal inside the concert series at Pair 1 from this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, Friday afternoon. Be part of it. DJ Shady and the Fugitive, we are signing out. Thank you guys who stayed with us all morning long. Those of you who shared via comments, those of you who called in, we appreciate it all. Until tomorrow, God's willing, take good care of yourself. Peace out, enough love, we out.
Ladies, where you going? You're not supposed to live on foot. No. You're not supposed to dare ride. All right, don't you?
Wait, this is it. Wait. Shady, sneak it in. Hey, wait. I had to come back in.
Ladies.
I had to come back in. The big black car.
No.
Crazy. Listen, tunes.
You're not supposed to dare ride. All right, don't you? Come ride my big black car. My big black car. Car. Wow. Come on and ride my big black car. My big black car. I really wanna ride your jump inside. I met her in the rain. She was soaking wet. I offered her a ride. She was so impressed. She loved the leather seat. I greet her when she said, it wasn't long before she started playing with this stick. This stick, come ride my big black car. My big black car. Come on and ride my big black car. My big black car.
Vinci, feel that power. The Road.